All right, I don't know why that fucking music is still playing. There we go. Now she's over. We're live. Game's about to start. I'm just gonna make sure everything. I don't know why this fucking shit is opening on my computer right now, but here we go, boy. Game 6. Just so everybody knows, I'm getting fucking faded tonight. I am getting shit faced. All right, let's see if we can pull the chat doc up. What else we got? Oh, that's weird. I don't see the chat anymore. That sucks. We'll have to pull it up on the old phone here. Here we are, Game 6. Jim Lilledahl, thank you for joining me, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Great to be back.
Man, you're quickly becoming the probably approaching top guest, like as far as frequency goes.
Oh, yeah.
I got to think it's coming up quick because this is the third one?
Yeah. Starting to feel comfortable here. No, dude, I love it, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem, brother. All right.
Perfect night for it. I mean, it's not the best situation, but it's fun to do when you're kind of in desperation mode. I don't know.
That's what I was going to ask you. You're talking about the desperation mode?
Yeah. Back against the wall.
I found out that YouTube has opened it up to where our fucking viewers and our fans you guys can make clips for us now. So if you guys see a great moment that you want to see in a clip, just make sure you're looking at the live chat. There's a scissor icon up there. Now you guys can officially make clips for us. So hopefully you guys can capture some shit in real time.
Hell yeah. Cancel us. Let's get some shit cooking here.
Cancel us. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Is the graphic is on, but my stream deck is broken. So we're gonna, with their little graphic right here, I'm moving around the screen. When the game starts, when the puck drops, use that icon down there, and you can sync up the game with us. And ignore these fucking rubes on TV and listen to the real entertainment, which is me and my good friend Jim Lilledahl. How's everybody doing? Luca, looks like we already got a couple people hanging out. Luca, how you doing, buddy? Luca comes and hangs out for every one of these hockey games. I got to give a shout out to Luca, man.
Yeah, it's a real fucking name.
That's a hockey name.
Well, you hear a Luca and you're like, fuck, dude, my name's Jimmy.
Well, dude, his name's Luca Laddergrass. Like, dude, that's a hockey name.
It is. Just mucking. Love it.
So it sounds like they are going to give Cam Talbot the start tonight, which I find interesting because I don't think Fleury was actually the reason we were losing those games. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think it's just, Dean Evison's an old school guy. Switch it up. I mean, it makes sense. I was surprised that Talbot didn't even get played. I remember when we were coming in here for game 1 and we didn't really quite know who or I didn't know, you were like, oh, it's Fleury. And I'm like, I don't know. I'd go with Talbot. Unbelievable since March. 13-0-3. That's pretty good.
Now we just got to figure out if, now the speculation is, has he been sitting too long? Like, is he going to be cold now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, anything could be a factor, but I don't know. I mean, Fleury's, he had his chance. It's one of those things. It wasn't necessarily his fault. But Talbot was so hot, even once we got Fleury. 13-0-3 since March. That's fantastic numbers. Couple of shutouts, real good goals against, all the numbers, everything you'd hope for. But, that's why we got Fleury. Billy G, the GM, and him are boys, back in Pittsburgh, won a couple of cups, not a big deal. So it's just one of those, it is what it is.
Interesting. I didn't know that. So he was in Pittsburgh as what, the backup?
Oh, I think he was the assistant GM at the time.
No, I mean Talbot.
No, sorry, Fleury. Which is, one of the reasons why, maybe he got the nod in the first 5, But it's weird. It's a weird NHL. You got number 3s like Louis Dominguez playing. He's a number 3. Pretty much every NHL team goes with the combo platter with both tendies, and we're in a situation right now where we just need something different, so I completely understand it.
So we had Cam on the roster since last season, correct?
I believe he signed with us this year. I could be wrong.
Okay. You guys can fact check that and put it in chat.
Luka knows. He's just shaking his head.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
knows
these
everything.
fucking idiots.
Luka knows everything. So is it a question of our defensemen are potentially more familiar based on chemistry and reps with Talbot than they are with Fleury? Because when Fleury came in it seemed like almost the entire time. Every time I looked at the stats when they put him on screen, compared to Fleury was slightly better.
Right.
So it seemed like it was just pure experience and talent, but all of a sudden something must have happened because as they ended the season, Talbot was statistically the better goalie. So is it a chemistry thing?
I mean, it can be at times, but the thing with having the combo platter is like both tendies are so good to where like in a situation where in Pittsburgh they're having like a number 3 play, and that's a situation where they barely know each other because that guy's been playing in the American Hockey League all year, so you're fighting that much harder to help him out in that sense. But I don't know. I mean, Fleury's kind of, it's just the way he is. He's a very athletic goaltender, so you see him in weird situations where he's flopping around and that kind of stuff, where Talbot is a lot more, just textbook goaltender, where Fleury can be erratic at times, but I mean, obviously a really good goaltender, and it's not his reason or his fault, why Talbot's playing today. It's just one of those things. We haven't been able to produce. Kaprizov's been getting all our goals, so no one else is really helping out. It's just one of those things.
That I gotta say, man, I'm so impressed with Kaprizov's ability to show up during the playoffs. Typically in Minnesota professional sports, we have a guy look like an MVP all season, but then in the playoffs he shows up and the other team clearly has something figured out and they shut him down. And
right,
honestly, man, it seems like Kaprizov is our team.
Yeah.
He's scoring goals. He's making everybody on the other team look stupid, and the rest of our guys are just trying to keep up.
Right. Yeah, no, it's nice to have a guy like Kaprizov, even just his makeup, to where, like, the only other comparable player like that early in his career would have been like Marian Gaborik. And Gaborik wanted to leave Minnesota to go to a big market. He wanted to go to the New Yorks and the LAs, and he did. And you kind of always have that resentment, but it's like Kaprizov is not that we're a small market. I mean, this is a lot like his home nation, Russia and all that. And not only that, a guy like,
how dare you?
What's
How
that?
Fucking dare
Not
you?
in that sense. I just mean like as far as like weather goes and that kind of stuff. That's fucking funny.
We are a bunch of commies here, though.
Oh my God.
Fucking lunatics.
Is there like a war going on or something? What the
dare
fuck?
you, sir?
No, but guys like that, like you see that with a lot of the Europeans that come here. That really, like the Miku Koivus. I mean, fuck, he played his entire career here. I guess he played with the Jackets a little bit at the end of his career, but yeah, a guy, because you feel like a guy like Kaprizov is cool with being the man, and he's cool with playing in this market long term. So, I mean, what more can you ask of a guy like that? It's insane. He's literally doing everything for us. 7 goals.
7 goals in the series, which, just so everybody's 100% on the same page, I don't want to patronize anybody. That's 7 goals in 5 games.
Right.
That doesn't include assists. So they're not talking about points here.
Right.
They're talking about goals. That's insane.
Shout out to CBD. Oh, yeah. And they played the graphic earlier. Gaborik had 9. That's the all-time. But think about that. That was 02-03 when we went all the way to the finals. We're in the first series.
Okay, good.
So
I just wanted to make sure our replay screen was
Kaprizov.
working. What the fuck?
How about that?
Get back over here, boys. Let's make sure our replay screen is working right. Let's test this one more time. That got weird for a second. Okay, it should stay here for 10 seconds, and then it's going to bring us back. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Beautiful. My counting is amazing. I got a great meter, dude. Because I didn't even count the first 7 seconds out loud. I just 3, 2, 1, it switched perfectly on cue, man.
Oh.
Dude, I got in the biggest argument with my drummer back in the day. I knew I was fucking right.
Right.
I knew I was fucking right. I was a drummer. He's a fucking guitar player. I'm also a guitar player. I understand that because I grew up with cover band musicians as my mentors, right?
Right.
And they used to lecture me. guitar players are notoriously bad at keeping their own tempo. They speed up, they slow down.
Right.
They're not good at keeping their own tempo.
Right.
And I had been called out for that basically my entire career, being a guitar player. I had developed a pretty good meter as a guitar player. Then I switched to drums and immediately started practicing with a click. So as we're in rehearsals, things start getting sloppy. And old Johnny Boy, my singer / guitar player, tried to tell me that I was the one speeding up and slowing down. And I was like, no, Johnny. No. It's you. This continued for like a year and a half until we went in to record our demo, which is still somewhere on the internet. Like, you can still get this on the internet. We have 2 versions of the demo. We have the original one, and then we have one later when we added a lead guitar player, and there's now solos in our music. So there's 2 copies of the same record. And I just remember looking at John dead in his fucking face, and I'm like, listen, man, the click don't lie. We're going to find out when we go into the studio, my guy. And he's just like, yeah, I guess we will. And I was like, John, we will.
Right.
Like, there's no I guess. Like, the click doesn't lie.
Right.
Your tempo's awful. I'm right. Fall in line. But the moral of this story, the reason I'm telling you this is because I just thought it was hilarious. My ability to like know like the actual tempo of things. So we play Among Us. You ever played Among Us? It's a great game. It's super cool. Basically, it's me, you.
Is that a zombie game or some shit?
Not really, but it's like me, you, and 8 other people. I think I know what you're thinking of, though. It's me, you, and 8 other people. It's online. You have to have microphones so you can talk to each other.
Right.
Okay. We're all little aliens aboard a ship, and we all have tasks to do. However, out of the 10 of us, 2 of us are killers. And your job as a killer is to literally go around and sabotage the tasks so we can't launch the ship and kill people. Okay. And there's rounds. Every time you find a dead body, you report the dead body. We vote, and you try to vote off and figure out who the 2 killers are. It's a great game. It's absolutely phenomenal. Well, part of that game is counting. Motherfuckers will be like, this body's been dead for 15 seconds. Like, where the fuck did you learn how to count anything?
Right.
Like, dude, that was a 7-second body. Like, dude, like, and they'll be like, I don't know, I think you're wrong. And I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I've been down this road a few times, dude. Yeah. And, point being is my fucking meter's dope. That's the whole point to the spiel as we're waiting for this game to start.
Oh no! In radio, they have, and I don't even remember because it's been a while since I was in school or, briefly worked in radio. But the hand signals, like this is like 10, and then they give you the 5, and you break it down, and just timing everything right, and
because you went to
long live podcasts, long live it.
You went to actual broadcast school.
Yeah, when Brown College was a thing,
dude. That was honestly, man, like day job. That was my dream. I wanted to be on the radio.
Yeah,
like that was my fallback. But I never actually went to college for broadcasting.
Right.
I still technically have no idea what I'm doing, even as we're 2 years into this podcast, or almost 2 years. I still technically have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you probably know more about what I'm doing than I know about what I'm doing.
I do, but I've been just a lazy piece of shit throughout my career, because right away I got on the radio, and I was I would have to do some things technically, but I never went with the times. Like, I got a Facebook and I got an Insta, like I got that shit because I needed to. Like, you can't be the voice of a hockey team and not have a Twitter.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And Facebook and that kind of stuff. Like, nothing survives without social media.
So why do you think why do you think that changed? Like, what changed specifically?
As far as
you have to have a Twitter now, or a Facebook, or whatever. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you need to like brand yourself, which I didn't do a very good job of, I say it like it's over. I'm still broadcasting. I'm just not the voice of a team. But during my 13-year career, I haven't been too concerned with my brand. Not as concerned as I should be. You know what I mean? Because like these guys that are getting these pro jobs, they have a Twitter. They're writing about the games. They're doing all that kind of stuff. To where like, bro, like I want to have goal calls. Like I want to call fights.
Yeah.
Like I've done professional boxing briefly. I haven't done it a lot, but like
so let's put this
at the end
into
of the,
context.
that's what I want to do. I want to, so I haven't done, not saying I'm a victim. It's all under my own doing.
I feel you.
I haven't done
so let's
the
put this
maximum.
into context, right? Because I think I know exactly what you're talking about, but just to make sure I'm keeping up with you,
Right? Yeah.
and
Sorry.
for the listeners, because there are listeners out there,
Right.
Or viewers, since this is a sportscast, we don't put these on audio, but let's just put this in context real quick.
Right.
So, is what you're talking about is any other play-by-play guy
Right.
has a Twitter where he's speculating about the game,
Right.
making predictions about the game, reporting breaking news about the game because
Right.
of his connections.
Right.
So to put it in your deal, which is you were doing juniors,
Right.
which is technically pro, but it's not pro. It's
Right.
guys that are going to be pros someday,
Right.
but they're still technically kids. Maybe what you should have been doing is on your Twitter and Instagram is specifically highlighting certain players so you can build a credible reputation as I have an eye for talent.
Right.
I'm doing these play-by-play games for these juniors. These are the guys you need to be looking out for because 5 years from now, I would have built a huge amount of credibility, and all these motherfuckers now are currently in the NHL because I've heard you talk about that. You're like, I called games for that kid.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that kid.
Right.
I
yeah.
remember him 4 years ago. He's
Right.
just now making it to the NHL.
Right.
I remember him.
Right.
Like, you've literally told me that kind of shit too. Like,
oh yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
like we've
or-
had 3 goalies drafted in the last 5 years into the NHL, and like
perfect
2 of them
example.
are currently fucking playing. Like that's a
Perfect
badass shit.
example.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just, it's a lot of it is, it's just like with anything, I don't regret it though, to where like most people like would do what I would do is they would get a job like I did. I worked for an AM radio station. I was calling junior hockey games down in Austin, Minnesota. Most people, once they become a pro, like I said, they have a social media following. They're weighing in on things and that kind of stuff. And I just, for other reasons, I have not had a solid. I'm not a big guy in social media. You stay on Facebook, you keep in touch with friends, but like the last thing that I want to be on is fucking Twitter.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Maybe that will change now with a new owner.
Sure.
In fact, it probably will. But
I mean, new owners, they always come in, fire the coach, bring in their own guys.
Right. This new guy's got a sweet buzz. This Elon guy, kind of like.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
Yeah. He seems like he's doing well with his billions.
My favorite thing about that was he goes, now I'm going to buy Coke and put the cocaine back in it.
Oh, yeah, saying all that shit. Yeah. Like,
Dude,
whatever
did
people were into that went away. Like, I'm into vintage scooters, and he's like, oh, yeah, he's going to buy Lambretta and bring back 2-stroke scooters and, like, all that kind of shit. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, my favorite part, though, was that he obviously was joking.
Right.
Like,
right.
anybody.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Right. Even as somebody with literal autism or Asperger's or whatever the fuck he has,
Yeah,
he
let's be real.
actually understands humor and he's pretty good at it. He's pretty funny in his weird, dry sense of humor way.
Oh, I love it.
But, dude, it was obviously a joke.
Right.
People wrote legitimate news articles. I think Business Insider wrote an actual article about Elon Musk is now talking about putting cocaine in Coca-Cola. It's
Right.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is a joke,
Right.
and you're taking everything too seriously. You're either so desperate to print an article or a headline, or you take yourself so seriously that you actually thought this was worth writing an entire story over.
Right.
You're either desperate or you take yourself too seriously.
Right.
Pick one. Because
Right.
those motherfuckers are getting thirsty, dude. That Elon shit had me rolling.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I mean it's nice that we can like sit back and laugh at it, but some people are fucking. I mean, good God, these people are fucking activists. Like none of these fucking people are journalists.
Man, that's some great CBD, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm feeling it. I can feel
Fantastic.
the swelling in my knees going down already.
Right.
I was telling you before the podcast, I showed you briefly, I built a big fence, and I dug all those holes by hand, by myself, and I did all of it in a day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no fuckery.
Yeah.
Like I may be skinny,
right.
but I'm a fucking man. Like I'll fucking work my ass off. And then I fucking dug trenches in between each post, fucking planted a bunch of hops along that fence, strung up some fucking steel cable.
Right.
Fucking, because I can't have a 10-foot fence.
Right.
Or an 8-foot fence, sorry. I think in Minneapolis, legally, the highest fence I can have right there is 4 feet. No lie. No lie. It's 4 feet. So
fucking idiots.
My way to get around that,
freedom.
My way to get around that, though, legally, I'm not even being shady, right? This is don't hate the game, hate the player, not the other way. Not don't hate the player, hate the game. No, this is hate the player. This is don't hate the game, hate the player. Meaning hate yourself because y'all ain't too fucking clever to fucking just read some shit.
Right.
I wasn't allowed to have an 8-foot fence. So what I have is what's going to be called an ornamental trellis because I don't have anything connecting my posts that makes it 60% solid. It's just individual posts with ropes between them for hops to grow up.
Holy technicalities.
It's an ornamental trellis, and I'm allowed to have it 8 to 10 feet tall at that point.
You're going to give the fucking inspector a heart attack.
And there's nothing the city can do to stop me.
Right. Fuck. Rules and regulations. Fucking unbelievable.
Cities, I think it has to do with kids climbing fences and falling and getting hurt.
Right.
And that somewhat makes sense, but at some point in time, like, we need to bring back personal responsibility. If your dumbass kid is trespassing,
that's a fucking
and
bad
climbing
word,
somebody else's fence, and he falls and gets hurt, that's on you, not the homeowner.
Right.
Like, your kid doesn't belong there. I know that sounds absurd.
No,
when
it doesn't.
I say it out loud.
It doesn't. But if you said that in 1995, you wouldn't be the fucking crazy one. You know?
That's what I was going to say,
but
right?
You could also be like, you know, my dumbass needs to change, which is true. You try and learn sympathy and that stuff. It's not always, you know, it's not always easy, but times are changing.
Dude, one of my coolest hockey moments of all time had nothing to do with hockey other than the fact that I was holding a hockey stick. So there's a squirrel that got into my house, not this house, my old house, right?
Yeah.
My dog, Peanut, I only had one at the time, but she was a badass. Peanut, she was a fucking beast, right? Until she started having babies and got a little older. She chases a squirrel into the basement, right? Her and I corner it. It's in a stand-up shower, okay? It decides it's going to try to escape. So it jumps over her, right, and comes directly at me. And I'm holding the hockey stick like you would hold a hockey stick, right?
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, I'm able to let go with my right hand, twist it around like this, and go, and I hit that fucking squirrel right in the fucking face, sent it back into the shower. It hit the ground, fucking woke up. Peanut is already grabbing its tail. It's running for its life, dude. And then I'm able to literally go, Peanut, let go. She drops the squirrel like a fucking badass. And I'm able to take that fucking hockey stick, boom, snap its neck real fucking quick. No suffering, no nastiness, no blood, no bullshit. But you do understand you have to kill squirrels once they make them in your house.
Yeah, yeah.
They're incredibly intelligent, and they will come back.
Right.
Once they find a route into your house, you have to kill the squirrel.
Right.
You can't let the squirrel go. It will literally be back into your house within an hour.
Right.
They're insanely smart.
Yeah, and depending on where you live, it could be dinner.
Man, I got to tell you, the Wild, now that we're doing the national anthem, the Wild have the worst national anthem singer in the league. He's weird. He's corny. He's cheesy. He's not very good. He sounds stuffy.
Right.
Like, this guy sounds like an American singer.
Yeah. I like watching I've been watching the Cal Gary season.
Oh, the old Calgaries?
Yeah, with the Dallas team. And they fucking, you know, they're up at the Saddle Dome in Calgary, and the guy's wearing a fucking cowboy hat. He's got the full fucking mustache. And then they get to do the American national anthem and the Canadian. Like, that's a spectacle. I like that.
When they do both?
Yeah. I mean, I like that shit.
What I think is funny is the American national anthem is literally stolen from an English song.
Oh, is it for real?
Yeah, we just replaced the words.
Oh, God.
I'm like the dude, I can't remember who it is, but
We've never stolen anything before.
He's like credited as writing the national anthem, and it's like, you didn't write shit. As a songwriter, you didn't write shit, bro.
Right.
You covered it. You Weird Al Yankovic it.
That's right. Well, I'm no Canuck, but I like theirs.
This guy's really good. As a national anthem singer, this guy's actually really good. Yeah, the Wilds guy sucks.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool when people like yell their fan name during the national anthem. You know what I'm talking about?
Were they like wild during the?
So like, there's a few sports teams that in the middle of the national anthem there's a line and there's either a word that rhymes with their team name or it basically is their team name. And so the entire crowd will just chant the name right there. They just did it. But instead of the home of the home of the brave, they go the home of the blues. But it sounds like you're booing.
Yeah.
To do it on the last line of the national anthem just sounds like you're booing your own country. Like to me, it just doesn't feel right. I wouldn't have done it there. I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
In the home of the blues. Like, nah, man, don't do that. You're better than that, you guys. All right, let's make sure we got this graphic turned on. All right, we'll get the display capture back
Knife to the neck, back against the wall.
All right, you guys can use the graphic at the bottom of the screen. You guys can use that to sync up the game. Puck just dropped. All right. Now, if things are a little glitchy, give me a minute because I want to fix some things that we noticed earlier.
In St. Louis, like in this situation like this, the fucking first goal is such a big deal. Such a big deal.
Not only is that literally true just for classic sports, but in this series, the person or the team who scored first has won every single game in this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such an emphasis on the basics in a hockey game like this. So simple. Get the shit, move north, get everything on net. Oh, man. What a situation we've got ourselves into. And we were talking about it earlier. It's depressing in the sense that this is the best team we've ever had. And it could be irrelevant because we could be knocked out in the first round.
I think the one thing that... and I hate to be this guy because I always hate on these guys. The overly optimistic, right? The naively hopeful guys.
Right. Yeah, I was that guy in game one. Fuck.
But I think I'm talking about like
overall.
Yeah. I always give those guys shit because I'm like, no, there's not always next season, you fucking idiot. Right. Like, no. Yeah. Like sometimes it's obvious this was the year and you just gotta, it depends on how much you know about the game, about cap. Literally cap space, about the age of the players, right?
Right.
Sometimes there's not always next year. But I do think Kaprizov is young enough to where I do feel like this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Because last year we got swept.
Right.
Remember that? Wasn't it by the Blues?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Who did we get swept? Luca. You're probably still in chat.
Where are you at?
Luca.
Come be the producer.
What happened last year in the playoffs? Yeah, you should come produce these fucking things, dude. When we do the hockey ones, you should come in and be the producer.
Need a Jamie.
You just need to spend like $1,500 and buy a Mac computer and like another $200-300 and buy a stream deck and practice at home so you know all the moves. So when you get here, you can be an actual pro. Yeah, Luka would be a great producer.
I think St. Louis got knocked out in the first round last year because
I feel like they knocked us out in the first round.
Fuck, I don't remember.
Or was it Vancouver?
No, it wasn't the Canucks.
Was it Winnipeg, the Jets?
Might have been.
I think it was the Jets, dude. I think it was the Jets. Because weren't we still doing the weird modified playoffs?
What's that?
Weren't we still doing the weird modified playoffs last year, Elton?
I don't know. They fucking switch it up every goddamn year. We talked about that, too. The format is so fucking weird. I'm fucking listening to NHL writers on fucking
they're gonna score.
NHL.
I think they're going to score, dude. I don't like how this is going. I'm going to start predicting this because I'm the asshole who knows nothing about the game. Right. I'm going to start just saying random shit because I'm getting shit-faced tonight, you guys. So I'm going to start guessing and making random predictions, and I want you to elaborate on them, whether I'm literally making shit up or if like there's actually something to my bullshit, because I know nothing about the scheme of this game.
Right.
We've talked about this, but I played all the sports. I understand talent and athleticism, momentum, morale. There's a lot that goes into organized sports, playing on a team. So I don't need to know everything about hockey to see and feel what's going on. But I want to know how asinine I can be at times. So call me out when I say something super dumb. I want you to call me on it because I think it's going to be hilarious. One of them, you didn't even have to call me out. Here's a great example. I always get frustrated when the puck gets dumped into the zone and our guys don't try to be the first to the puck. But you were telling me that's not usually how it goes. It's the first forward goes to the body, the second forward goes to the puck, and then the third forward is either cleanup or tries to get the outlet pass, correct?
Or like depends on, in your offensive zone, the third guy's going to go to the net. There's a broken twiggy. $300 fucking bucks nowadays.
Right, go to the net for the outlet pass or whatever. I think that's...
But just a lot of times, a lot of times you dump the puck and you're like, why aren't they fucking going and get it? It's like, well, they're trying to get off the fucking ice. The shift is anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds. Textbook, that's what you would like it to be. But a lot of times, this is the idea, though. We want to set up behind their net. We want to get play in the hard areas.
So now
Greenway's so good at protecting it.
Now that's one play style, right? So like we might have one line that does that strategy, but based on the skill set of the other line mates on the other lines, we may not be setting up behind the net, right?
Yeah, I mean...
So you can have completely different schemes happening
for the
based
most part,
on the lines.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. But I mean, our fourth line's just going to try and get the puck deep and fucking rattle the other team. You got guys like Delaurier.
I thought he was going to get it. I thought he was going fucking top shelf, dude.
We got a peeper here.
Okay, so this is what I'm getting at, right? So in the NFL, and I hate to do this because we're not on an NFL podcast, but I have to make the comparison.
No,
in the
it's
NFL,
good to do that.
you have 11 players as starters, okay, and you have at least 11 backups on each side of the ball. Okay, right. You have 53 total players, but you also have special teams. So just think of it simple: 22 and 22.
Yeah.
Okay, you have 11 starters, 11 backups on each side of the ball,
and like 53 total. Fuck.
The entire team is geared towards playing a certain way based on their total skill set.
Right.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're the third string guy playing corner or you're the starter. This is what our team does. We play a cover 2.
Right.
We play a 3-4, whatever, right? In hockey, it seems like you could have 4 different schemes based on which line is on the ice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, each line could have a different forecheck, too.
It'll change dramatically throughout the game, way more than what seems like. Because in football or baseball or I don't know about basketball because it's very similar to hockey for me, you'll make little chess moves throughout, like, oh, I don't like this matchup.
Right.
Let's shade this guy to this side of the field, whatever. But we're not switching from a cover 2 to something completely different in the middle of the game.
Right.
You would never do that in football. You can't.
Right.
There's too much preparation that goes into each game.
Right.
This sport, for 20 years, for 30 years that I've been interested in this sport, just not as passionate.
Right.
I still don't understand that to the same level of intricacy that I understand with football. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's
I'm still learning every day, and I've coached. I coached for 10 years. I trained players. I fucking worked for a hockey team for 13 years. I played hockey my entire life. I mean, it basically is my life. It kept me out of trouble when I was a young lad, and I'm fucking learning shit every day, for Christ's sakes. I mean, it never fucking ends. That's why I fucking love the game so much. I mean, just like anything, But yeah, basically, each line will have, or each team will have the same forecheck or breakout. But your fourth line is going to be a lot more physical than your first couple of lines. If you're a fourth line guy, you're just worried about your plus minus. Like, for Christ's sakes,
that's what they
just don't get scored on.
Almost always call it a checking line, right?
Right. So, and that, I was a kid that played hockey and I wasn't any fucking good. That was reality. So I was one of those guys, but it was perfect for me because I wanted to run guys and just dump the puck in, and I didn't have to worry about scoring or nothing like that. Just play the body and keep it simple on the fourth line. You don't have a lot of responsibilities. If you're top 6, you got to produce, and like you have a couple of bad nights. Like,
I remember one time, and I don't remember who this was, but somebody. Could have been a college team, could have been a pro team, could have been a high school team. But the fourth line, they called it the defensive line. And the reason for it was because nobody could score.
Right.
But they were all elite defenders, even the forwards. And so the way this guy timed it up was he took that fourth line and he literally put it up against the other team's first line. He goes, yeah, I know we're not going to score, but neither are they.
Right.
Like that was his vibe. So then he had the mismatches on the second and third lines.
Right.
And I don't think this was the pros, but it could have been. And I can't fucking remember who it was, but it really stood out to me. And that was the day I realized, oh, there's a lot going on in this sport.
Yeah,
I remember it was a long time ago when I heard this, but I was just, fuck, dude. And I've never had the time or really the energy to sit down and study it and get into it. Because I feel like you can't really know it unless you're either doing what you do, where you're there on the ice, really fucking doing play-by-play, or you're physically playing the game.
Right.
And I never played the game to that level.
Right.
I played street hockey with my friends. I played pond hockey with my friends.
Right.
I didn't play hockey.
Right.
I have hockey pads because I had to have hockey pads because I live in Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I mean, and that's true. There are so many intricacies to the game. I mean, someone could say baseball is simple, and you could argue with them, but then you fucking break down every statistic in the fucking game, and you'd be like, well, that shit ain't fucking simple, you know. But like hockey, someone who's a grinder and just kills penalties, like that's pretty fucking simple, you know. And so yeah, I don't know. There's just so many different intricacies to the game. Are you a playmaker? Are you a sniper? Are you a grinder? Are you an energy guy? Like, what do you bring behind the scenes? The thing that I like about hockey so much, too, is intangibles are so important. Like, are you a fucking good guy? You know? Like, how are you going to react in front of the net when one of your boys gets grabbed or someone tries to sucker punch him?
And that doesn't mean...
And that kind of stuff.
That doesn't mean beat the shit out of him is what I do, because sometimes that's taking a bad penalty you can't afford. Sometimes it goes... Sometimes the answer to that question is, because this transcends hockey. This is all sports. I got you. I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
Because 6 plays from now, I'm going to fuck you up when you're not looking.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not only just about fighting. This is about having that presence. Sometimes it's just fucking standing there, but you got to be able to grab the other guy's fucking logo and look at him in his eye and put that fear into him. I mean, this is that type of game. I don't know. God, that sounds so meathead-ish.
All right, here we go. No, I know.
But you know
as we're saying
like,
it out loud, it sounds terrible, but it is what it is. I mean, you're dealing with alpha males, even at the high school level. You're dealing with alpha males literally with their adrenalines at 100, throwing their entire body weight into each other. Like, dude, egos get smashed, man.
Like getting stared down by Delarier or Foligno, or back in the day when Bugard used to fight, like getting called out by Bugard. Like, if you're on the ice, like, yeah, Bugard had horrible hands. He could barely fucking stick handle.
So they're on the power play, by the way, not us.
Yeah. Oh, no, we had one, and then we got a slashing call right as we got our guy back.
Oh,
so
really?
It's just like the first period when we were here on game 1. Just it was all mucked up early on with penalties. There were so many penalties in that first period in game 1. And, 8 minutes in, we've had 2 special team situations.
The difference between the early series and the late series is early in that, like game 1, we couldn't do dick on our power play.
Right.
It seems like our power play has started to wake up. So I think that for me as a basically a rube, that's a big sign to me that they better hope we don't win this game. Like, if we win this game, I think we go back home and we win game 7, because the momentum is huge in this series.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's hard to steal in game 6. Nice fucking save there. That's their first shot.
Nice save.
That's their first shot 8 minutes in. There's lines on that in
Talbot
Vegas.
with a great save.
Good on that. One shot, 8 minutes in.
And that's always what happened to me. I always got stuck in goal because nobody else wanted to play goal. I started thriving in it. I loved it. And granted, after talking to a couple guys that played in the league, I think my hubris got the better of me because I never played against pros who were shooting it 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Because when I got hit with pucks, it didn't bother me.
Right.
I got off on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think I was getting the same velocity.
We got one? Oh, Saad got one. He's going full Hollywood on the bid. He's laying down looking at the ref. I'm like, fuck, we got a penalty. Then he gets up. He's the guilty party.
So they're calling Saad for this.
Yeah, slimy fuck. Nice
They're calling
job,
him
Sell.
for
Nice
interference.
job on the Sell
Interesting.
job, though.
So let's try if we can pull up this replay and explain to people.
So we're going to go 4-on-4 for 18
what's the interference
ticks.
that happens here? Explain this to people.
He just took him out on the side of the net. Well, he interfered. He didn't allow him to get to the puck. Right there, you can see where he kind of grabbed him. It's a good call. I mean,
is it when he pulled the guy to the ground?
Yeah. He just didn't allow him to get to the puck. So if like the puck's behind me and I'm playing defense and you're coming at me and I'm backpedaling, I can angle you off, but I can't literally like drop you.
Right.
If it's in my legs and your stick's on it, I can fucking murder you. But
so what they called is when he pulled number 52 to the ground.
Right, he just interfered with him, so he didn't allow him to pass
It's
to the
essentially
puck.
holding.
Basically, yeah. And it's just like any sport
But
too.
interference isn't just holding. It's not allowing you to make a proper play on the puck. Correct?
Right.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% certain. Plus, I feel like that makes a better podcast. Like literally patronizing everybody here. I'm sorry, guys, if you're annoyed by this, but I feel like that's what we need to do if we're gonna like become better podcasters and sportscasters. Is we gotta break this shit down and talk about all the nuances. Not everybody knows what you know.
Yeah.
That was one of the best pieces of advice I ever got as a podcaster. Is he goes, dude, you need to slow down. And I go, I know, I talk really fast. And he goes, no. He goes, you've slowed down your speech pattern. That's not what I mean. He goes, what I mean is you connect dots so fucking fast. You need to slow it down and explain all of that process to us,
Right.
who are your viewers, because we don't connect those dots as fast as you do.
Right.
And I go, oh, I got you. Because I think people are annoyed by hearing these mundane, rudimentary details, but they're not.
Right.
That's what they're here for. You've heard it a billion times. I've heard it a million times.
Right.
There's a lot of people who they're hearing it. Not Luca, but a lot of people are hearing it for the first time.
Right.
And that's the important part.
Fucking sloppy power play. Just one shot so far. Only 36 ticks left. We were doing really well on 5-on-5 before all this shit started. Which I love this shit. Let's muck, but it's like none of these are. It's stick infractions. A guy pushing a guy down on the side of the net. Like it's one thing if they're fun penalties, like double minors where guys get sticked in the face, or
I want to see a fight.
Couple fights, right?
I don't feel like I can really truly be on the bandwagon until we're actually a fighting team. Like, and I want to see the entire roster versus their entire roster. Like, you see one of those fights every year during the NHL playoffs. There's always a bench clearing, maybe not bench clearing.
Yeah, at least the guys
it's not baseball.
For sure, yeah.
Sorry, it's not baseball. But you'll see an entire line versus line fight every year during the playoffs.
Right.
At least once.
Oh, yeah.
The Wild have never been a part of that.
Fuck.
And I find that unacceptable.
Right.
And I'm serious. That sounds like I'm just trying to be funny. No, I'm fucking dead serious.
Well, I mean, look at the teams that win the cup. They always have some fucking grit to them. And teams that are successful
multiple guys
in the
missing
playoffs.
teeth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything. We saw it all the time in the North American League in the 13 years I was involved. And, I mean, the big, heavy teams win. That's when, like, the St. Louis Blues won the cup a couple years ago. Everyone's like, yeah, look at their fucking roster. Pat fucking Maroon. Like, these guys are, like, you don't want to go into a corner with those guys. Even guys like Ryan O'Reilly, one of their captains, like, they're very, very gritty team.
Now, St. Louis has always been kind of a goonish team like that. They really have. Because I remember going back to, I think it was 2016, 2015, 2014, somewhere in there. The Wild were going to the playoffs, and the Blues were exactly that same team, that same vibe at least. And I remember PA saying, you can't hit what you can't catch.
Right.
And that's a football analogy. But it translated to hockey for that series. And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
I think they beat up on us game 1, and then we swept them. Like, we won that series 4-1 or 4-2 or something like that.
Right.
And then we eventually went on to the next round and got completely smoked by the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm pretty sure that would not completely smoked. I think we lost the first 2, maybe won the second 2. but then lost the next 2 or something like that. But it
Right.
wasn't good. Or either that or we just completely got swept. But it was a disaster.
Right.
That's what I want to know is, like, when you go bigger, now you can't be the faster team. Because that also used to be, I remember when I was a kid, that was the big thing about the Calgary Flames.
Mm-hmm.
They were fucking fast.
Yeah.
And they were hard to beat. And this was when the Wild first came into the league.
Yeah. They had Jerome Iginla and fucking...
Yeah, dude.
They had a good teams. I love the Flames. I've been watching the Flames.
They were hard to beat
last
for
couple
several
nights.
years because they were hands down the fastest team in the NHL for a while. Luca,
Right.
correct me if I'm wrong on this. Flame me in the chats. But
Yeah,
dude.
at one point, Foligno had 8 hits, and the Blues as a team had 5. I mean, things didn't go well in the third period, but that's the type of swagger we need to have. Guys like Delarier, guys like Foligno. I know it's a broken record, and it didn't go our way last time. And I don't know what the total was on hits, but I know for the first couple of periods we were fucking just dummying them. Fucking, I thought Kyrou was going to die at one point when Foligno hit him and launched him back.
Let me ask you this: other than the cliches that Gretzky said, which is like, "Don't be where the puck is, be where the puck's going," or something like that, right?
Right.
Other than cliches like that, what makes a truly great hockey player? Like, what separates the guys like Kaprizov and Crosby and Ovechkin? Because I think Kaprizov, we have to legitimately put him in that conversation now.
Yeah, I mean, just work ethic, vision. A lot of it's mental, but like the cool thing when you mentioned Gretzky, this is like the coolest shit. I don't know why the fuck I didn't do it when I was a kid. But so his dad would give him the board, so he'd have the rink, and he'd watch the game on Hockey Night Canada, and he'd put the marker down, and he would only draw where the puck would go.
Oh, without
so
looking,
he
wasn't looking at what he was drawing.
Right.
He's watching the game with a pen on a paper.
Right. And at the end of the period, you look down and you're like, oh shit, these are the soft areas. Because he would go to, like, they would always call behind the net his office. He would go behind he would go, like, if he was the Wild here, he would go behind the net and set up. And you see some teams do that. Like, this standard power play is an umbrella with like 3 guys up top or 2 guys up top. They set it up behind the net with Gretzky back in the day because he could see everything from behind the net, and he was just so smart and so much better than everybody. But yeah, he would like be able to predict what the other team was going to do before they did it.
Oh, our game froze up.
It'll pop back up. We'll be up 2-0.
We got a thunderstorm coming in too, you guys. So I should say that to the viewers as well, man. We got a thunderstorm coming in. So yeah, if shit just suddenly goes completely haywire, pray for us.
Right.
Send your thoughts and your prayers.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as riffraff in the Twin Cities, you guys had the worst most recently, like in 2009 or whenever.
Tornado you talking about?
Yeah. Because where I'm from, the Lake Minnetonka area, 1 touchdown in 1965. I hear some of the stories from people that are in their 70s that were still in high school, and just how the sky looked. It was green and that kind of shit. I was looking for it last night.
Yeah, I mean, it hit this neighborhood.
Oh, legit? You weren't here?
I didn't live here, no. Okay. But that's why a lot of these houses aren't here anymore. Like, you see a lot of vacant
open lots and shit. Yeah,
a lot of vacant lots. There's 2 things that happened. A lot of houses just straight up got destroyed in the tornado, and it was like 2010 or 2011 when that happened. And then the second thing is there was enough structural shaking to a lot of other buildings that within the next 2 to 3 years, a lot of places burnt down.
Yeah.
Because they had old electrical.
Nice.
Oh! They had old electrical, and the building shook loose a lot of shit. And so they had a lot of wires come loose. And then 2-3 years later, with a lot of heating and cooling that happens in Minnesota season to season, they just had arcs. Like, literally, the reason I own the lot next door, the reason I own 2 properties next to each other, is because that house burnt down in 2013.
Oh, okay.
It burnt to the ground. and it created enough smoke damage in this house that this house had an insurance claim on it, and they were able to use that money to update almost 100% of the electrical. The last little bit of the electrical that they didn't update, they just disabled and reran. So they just cut it off and reran new shit because they couldn't get to it. They're like, fuck it, we'll just bypass it. You know?
Right.
So like, I got really lucky where I'm at. I own basically a castle. The way my house is built, you can see it when you roll up. It's all stucco.
Right.
Like, my house ain't going anywhere.
Right.
No tornado, nothing.
Right.
It made it through the tornado.
Right.
It hasn't burnt down. Like, I own a fucking castle. My biggest problem is I have a little tiny bit of water that comes in from the east wall right here.
Right.
So in heavy rainstorms, like today, I had like
I remember you were saying
I had like
that
5 minutes of vacuuming. But even with last night's storm, I didn't have that much water in here.
Right.
All right, let's get after it, man. Come on, boys. I'm starting to get fucking buzzed up, man. I've had enough fucking beer. Hey, I don't know who just joined in, but I appreciate you all checking in, hanging out with us. But yeah, I've had enough fucking beer. I'm starting to get buzzed up, man. I'm getting fucking shit-faced tonight, just so you guys know. I'm literally trying to drink these as fast as possible.
Shane Gillis just slammed 15 beers when you're on fucking Rogan. He did that last podcast. 15 beers during a podcast.
I could easily do 15 beers in 3 hours on a podcast.
Oh,
if we wanted to, I could. Honestly, dude, I'm always trying to do the opposite. Like, when we first started doing the podcast, I was way too excited because I was drinking Mountain Dews and I was excited to be doing the podcast. So I was talking a million miles a minute, interrupting people, cutting people off, going nuts, right? And then the guests were really stiff and they weren't talking enough. And God damn it.
Wrong team.
That's the game. It's over. Turn it off, guys.
Third shot of the game.
See, this is why I literally say shit like Fleury wasn't the problem. I understand I don't know as much about hockey as you guys, but it's not a goalie issue. Like, honestly, it seems like it's our defense. Like, they are able to break out of the zone and make huge rushes up ice and attacks into our offensive zone. And their transitions are too smooth and easy. It reminds me of the Blackhawks a few years ago. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Tell me. This is what I said earlier. I'm going to start saying some stupid shit.
I don't know. I mean, we're out shooting them 2-1 right now. It's just, it'll happen. You'll get fucking scored on.
So is their goalie that good? Or are we taking poor quality shots?
They're not even playing Billy Husso, the guy they originally started in the series. Once they lost a couple of games, they switched it up. That's why it makes sense for us to switch it up. But, you know, it's not over. The first goal is super fucking important. We addressed that. But, fuck. I mean, we'll find out what we're made of here.
Let me ask you this. Is hockey enough like basketball? Do we want Kaprizov taking the puck up ice? Or do we want somebody else playing point guard and getting it to Kaprizov later?
Well, I mean, you just go wherever the open ice is. If you have a lane, you can take it. But, yeah, I mean, Kaprizov is just a guy you want to feed the puck to. He's obviously got unbelievable hands.
Because it seems like your center is your point guard. That's what it seems like to me.
Well, the center's got the biggest responsibility because the winger's got to get to just hang out on the walls at some point, and a center's got to go down low with the defense. So you want your center to be someone who is very physical.
Here's how little I know about hockey. I can't even remember. Was Gretzky a center? Or was he left winger?
He was a winger.
He was left wing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't going back.
Was he left wing?
With I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
But he wasn't center. He wasn't taking faceoffs.
No.
I didn't think so.
Man, and I mean, sometimes someone will take a drop.
If he was a center, I would have shit myself. Because, like, I swear he wasn't a center. So thank God I'm not that stupid. Okay.
No, it's just the center has the most responsibility because the center will also be breaking pucks out to the wingers. They're the third guy back. So it's, you know, if you're center, you want someone to be a little bit grittier. Typically, you want someone to be a better skater because they need to cover more ice than your typical winger. So yeah, I mean, a center's a nice role.
Slow down. For people that don't know, when you say third guy back, you mean third guy entering the defensive zone.
Yeah, in your defensive zone.
He's the first guy out of the offensive zone, and he's the last forward. Wait, no, he's the first forward out of the defensive zone, and he's the last forward back into the defensive zone. Correct?
Okay, just look at it. Look at it this way. So the centerman has to win the draws. Okay, he has to tie up his guy, and then when you're in your defensive zone, you're back with the defenseman. So a defenseman will typically, one of them will be in the corner, and the other one will be in front of the net. So if the two defensemen go in the corner, the centerman has to cover the front of the net. So the centerman is breaking the pucks out to the wingers. So he's got to get back in the play in the sense that he's the third guy back. So your centerman's gritty. Well, he better be able to fucking skate and cover some ground because his ass is going to have to fucking get back. You know what I mean? And he's got to be hard on the back check because he's got to typically help his D out to where your wingers are going to be a little bit more skilled, not as gritty. They're going to be looking to break pucks out too. So it's in the sense of if like someone's like, yeah, I'm a forward and I play center, like that's a pretty big honor because you have a little bit more responsibility than a winger.
Like centers are oftentimes captains too. I remember that just from basic hockey culture. I remember that because of that. They're very much the quarterback of their line. Right. But that doesn't mean they're the actual. A lot of times, from what I remember, and this is the other reason I'm bringing this up, and I want to ask you these questions is like I want to know how much the game has changed from when I really understood the game. You know, and I didn't really ever understand the game, but you know what I'm getting at. Your centers always, in the past, your centers were always leading the team in assists. I mean, that was your setup guy. Those were your best passers. Obviously, they were the best at taking faceoffs and draws, but the biggest thing is they were the best passers, and they could set up the best scorers. And usually they had to play pretty fucking good defense, too.
Yeah, that hasn't changed. Just some of the intricacies of the game, as the game has gotten a lot quicker, now we see these like offensive defensemen or hybrid defensemen to where like Rubes, like old school.
What they used to call a two-way player, right?
Well, like
a two-way forward or whatever.
Or no, like with defensemen nowadays, like you would be a hybrid defenseman would be someone that would be jumping into the play and getting a lot of points. A guy like a Cal McCarr, or for us, even at times like a guy like Brodeen or Dumba. Like Dumba has a lot of offense, but he's a little bit more of a liability defensively. Like that's a bigger part of the game to where like and now size isn't as important. You're seeing like guys like Cole Caulfield, who's like 5'6", who plays for the Canadians.
Nice block. Nice block. Fucking Spurgeon's a tiny guy.
Eck something hit Eck in the head. In the face.
Is he still on the ice?
Yeah, he fucking dropped his Twiggy and everything. Something ain't right.
Is he still down?
If he's fucking bleeding, that's going to suck because that should have been a fucking double minor. I'm assuming he got hit with his stick the way he grabbed himself.
Or the puck. Because he dove in front of the puck.
Oh, okay.
He might have broke a rib. Could have taken it in the side. They did, obviously, and this is what kind of sucks about hockey, is like the game's so fluid. Like, I want to see that replay, and I want it now.
I want it now.
And I want it all. But we would have already seen that in most sports. Hockey, you got to wait.
Yeah, it's fucking fastest game on earth. Love it.
Yeah, dude. That's one of the things I think most people don't see on TV is the speed. When you're at the game, especially when you're at ice level, they look like they're traveling like fast runners. Like right now, that guy looks like he's just running really fast. But no, like when you're down there, these guys are fucking flying, man.
Yeah, they're flying, and it's so quick. Like I was watching Calgary the other night, and I fucking went down to grab some popcorn, and you miss a goal. It's like, I mean, obviously, it's great to have the replay, but it's like shit's moving so fast. Oh, he did get hit in
the face. You're right. You're right.
No blood.
That should have been a penalty, though. There is blood in his fucking...
He's definitely fucking bleeding, guys. You got the fucking monitor. How do you know he's not fucking bleeding yet? I've called games at the X. just for like the state tournament or whatever.
Preach,
but,
go off, man. Don't pull back, buddy.
So the guys run the fucking monitors the entire time. So like obviously this is the feed that we get. But everything's run back on the monitor in the fucking booth
before it gets to us. So they should have seen that
way before. Right.
So for example, if we have our producer over there who's on a 4-second delay before we see it, he should have prepped us and told us there's blood. Yeah. Say there's blood. Right. Here it is.
And if not, you got to fucking notice the color guy's standing there with his dick in his hand. He's not doing fucking play by play. He's just chilling and commenting on shit. But I don't know. I'm a fucking savage. Right away, I'm like,
no, but this is
I'm such a like.
Go
just
for
from
it.
Playing before the whistle's over, I'm thinking blood. I'm like blood. Is he fucking bleeding? Like I've legit seen guys get sticked in the face and they skate towards the bench and they fucking bite their lip as hard as they can. Because they want that extra 2 minutes.
That's crazy. I think you told me that last time too.
Yeah, like you want your boy, you don't want him to lose fucking chiclets, but at the same time, like, yeah, you want him to fucking bleed. That 2 minutes can be a big difference. So that's why that sucks, because we could have had a double minor.
So
that's
is this like basketball though, where the refs are a little not corrupt, but a little shifty, meaning they'll correct that later?
Sometimes they'll make up calls and that kind of stuff, but that was just they missed it. You can't fault them for that.
But if it comes to their attention, like if they see him later, he's like, look, there's blood, here's the blood, blah 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 blah. Is it a sport where the refs will make that up to them later with another call that maybe wouldn't have been called normally?
Dude, it's up to the ref, So
it could
it's just
depend
like
on the
other
crew.
Sports.
So there's not a tradition in the sport. It's up to the crew.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
the
what
head officials. The head officials, the guy with the oranges.
Because that's what I'm asking. Because that is a thing in basketball. Like if you get a ticky-tack foul that shouldn't have been a foul on one end of the court,
right? They'll make it up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. On the other end, they'll give you another one to even it out, right?
Like that Donahue guy.
They do that shit all the time. And honestly, basketball refs are just straight up corrupt to begin with.
Oh yeah.
In NFL, it is absolutely fuck you. That's how we fucking saw it. Eat shit. You suck my dick. Right. I don't give a fuck if you don't go to the Super Bowl. I don't care if it's the wrong fucking call. Play better next time, bitch.
Yeah, just
like don't make it questionable.
Right.
Now there also might be guys getting payoffs in the NFL, but it hasn't been verified. Although the Saints game a few years ago makes it seem like it is. Oh fuck. See, this is what I'm talking about. Their ability.
Bro, they have fucking 3 shots this period. 4 shots. Whoopee fucking ding. So we're down 1-0, but
I gotta take a piss, and while I'm taking a piss, I've asked you this before, and I'm gonna ask it again, or answer it again. I want to know if the fucking Wild get booted out of the playoffs again this year. I want to know, why do we keep switching coaches, and what does a coach mean to hockey? Because you said earlier, well, obviously you want to run through a wall for your coach. Well, that's any sport. So what I want to know is about hockey, because it doesn't seem to matter who our combination of players are or who our coach is. We can't make it past the first round anymore. Right. So it doesn't matter if it's Mike Yeo. It doesn't matter if it's fucking Bruce Boudreau. It doesn't matter if it's fucking oh boy.
Right.
That's what I want to know is, like, hypothetically, if the Wild lose this series, what does a coach really mean, and what are they really actually doing? What is the schematic differences, or is it practice? So, for example, I'll set you up, right? Here's a possibility of an example. Sometimes the difference in NFL coaching isn't even the X's and O's. They're running the exact same scheme. The difference is this guy understands how to balance his players' egos and their off time. So he doesn't run them full pads all the time. He's not constantly beating them up like it's the military during practices. He doesn't harp on them about partying. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's a morale change.
Right.
So he just understands how to get the best out of these guys.
Right.
Except this dude.
Right.
This dude, if you give him too much freedom, he'll fuck up.
Right.
So this guy needs a fucking private driver.
Right.
Because he will get a DWI, and we can't afford to lose him, and we can't fix him as a human this season. So we're just going to mitigate the problem and get a private driver on the team. This guy never, ever, ever is allowed behind the wheel. Like, you're not allowed to drive as long as you're on the team. The Vikings did that once. Literally, with Jared Allen, we traded for him. We traded a first and a third round pick for him.
Mm-hmm.
Great player. Ended up going perfectly like a dream.
Right.
Like, you couldn't have asked anything better. out of that trade as a Vikings fan. But in the first part of his contract was you have to hire a private driver. You're not allowed behind a wheel, period. Whether you've been drinking or not.
Right.
You're not allowed to drive in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
That was in his contract as a Vikings player.
That's wild.
And he said, okay.
Right.
Like, he did it.
Yeah.
And then once he proved he could control himself, when we renewed his contract, he didn't have to do that anymore.
Right.
I don't know if he kept the private driver or not. I have no idea.
Right.
But we didn't hold that over him his entire career. It was just, no, like right now,
Right.
we don't have the ability to fix you. We need to win games. So here's what you need to do.
Right.
We almost won the Super Bowl with that dude. That was Jared Allen. That was Brett Favre 2009 NFC Championship game.
Yeah, well, with NHL coaches, you're seeing such quick turnover.
So what's the difference while I piss? Explain that to me and to the listeners, because I can hear you while I'm over there.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between these coaches? What are they contributing?
Well, yeah, I mean, just like tonight, for instance, we're seeing two old school guys that are like, we talked about how physical the two games are. A lot of guys are a little bit more new aged. We haven't seen that many European coaches work their way into the NHL. I think we'll see more of that in the future, especially with how quick the turnover is in the NHL. The longest tenured coach in the NHL is Johnny Cooper with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think he's only been there like for 9 years or something like that. Like, it's insane. And the second longest tenured coach was Jeff Blashill, who is the head coach of the Red Wings, and he actually just got shit canned. So it's crazy. Like, they just fired Barry Trotz, who is the head coach of the Islanders, and he won a cup with the Capitals before the Blues. So it's fucking insane with how these coaches only get a couple of years, but they get new jobs. Like Bruce Boudreau, you're seeing him get a job back with the Vancouver Canucks, and Mike Yeo's coaching in the NHL right now with Philadelphia. So I don't think they retained him actually, but yeah, I don't mean it's insane. In 2 years, 3 years, you're only given chances. We had Coach Richards. Lemaire had a nice tenure, like right off the giddy up. But yeah, you don't see it very often. John Cooper, though, the longest tenured coach, the Tampa Bay coach, has an unbelievable story though. So like, he went to law school, and someone at his firm needed someone to coach his youth hockey kids team. So he steps in. Can you grab me one of those pops? Eventually, he ends up coaching. So he starts in youth. He ends up going to the high school level. Then he goes to pay-to-play junior, which is like the lowest level of junior hockey.
Explain to people what that is, because most people probably don't understand what you just said. Pay-to-play junior. What does that mean?
Yeah, so ages like 16 to 20. Some of these guys could be high school age. So it's just like any junior hockey in anywhere in North America, whether it's Canada or the U.S., ages 16 to 20. But it's not tier 2. So tier 3, kids can play junior, but they pay to play. So you pay the organization like $8,000 a year. Yeah, it is. Thank you for laughing, and I don't have to explain to you how fucking stupid it is.
And that's why the magicians stupid. I'm laughing because it's crazy.
That's why the magicians were a hot ticket, because the kids would play for free. So you'd have fucking 350 kids try out for fucking 25 spots. And 3/4 of those kids would play Division I hockey, So the worst kids on the team at the tier 2 level have any option of like pretty much any Division III school in the fucking country. So anyways, so then he went for the NA3. He was coaching in the at the tier 3 level. Then he jumped to the NAHL where the magicians play, and he was there for a couple of years. Then he went to the USHL, a step above that, the highest junior level in the United States. And then he went to the AHL, and then he got hired in the NHL. So this motherfucker like was going to help out a friend at the firm who needed someone to coach his youth hockey team. Ended up going through 3 different levels of junior, and then coached in the AHL, which is a step below
and
the
coaches
NHL.
are getting paid this whole time in all these junior leagues. The coaches get paid.
Right. Like a guy in the NAHL, like where I'm at, or where I was, I should say, is making anywhere as a head coach from like 45 to like 80 grand a year.
It's a job.
Oh, full time.
But I'm just saying, it's not a gig. This is the way I describe things, right? A gig is like
something that's not full time.
No, it's like the money is like a part-time deal, right? So it's like maybe you put in full-time hours, but a gig is like you're making like $100 a night and you do 2 nights a week.
Right.
That's not a job.
No,
right?
no.
A job is like, okay, it doesn't matter how many games you're doing. It totals up to between $40,000 and $80,000 a year, which is like a job.
Oh yeah,
that's a job, dude. That's like a real job all of a sudden, and then it quickly turns to a career.
Oh yeah,
and a career is not only something where there's bigger money involved, but it also becomes like literally part of your identity.
Oh
like, this is my career. I am a doctor. I am a lawyer. Those are careers. Those aren't jobs.
Right.
Broadcasters.
Right.
Play-by-play guys, podcasters, musicians, comedians. These are careers.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, no,
So he started out volunteering to help out a buddy,
right, and turned it into
a job, and now it's becoming a real full-blown career.
Right.
It is a career because he's in the NHL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
it is a career.
Oh yeah, well even when he was at his second level into the North American League, like guys that are full-time coaches in the NAHL, the North American League, they're working full-time, and there are guys that make up to like $100K a year or 80, 90 grand a year.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say is like, so he went from a volunteer position to a fucking full-time job in the NAHL. I want to slow that down. The North American Hockey League, right? Just so people don't bust my.
Then he went to the USHL, the United States Hockey League,
which is a step above normal juniors.
That's
which
tier
is the
1. Yeah,
right. So that's the top level of juniors, right?
Yep, in the US.
And then he went to the AHL.
Yep, the American Hockey League,
which is the American Hockey League, which is the minor league of the professional NHL.
Right.
So that's when I think it becomes a career. Once you, I think,
fuck that. If you're in the league, like look at it this way. So
job to career is what I'm saying. The leap between job and career, I think, happens when you go to the AHL.
Oh no, fuck
that's
that.
like becoming a legitimate.
No, that's like telling a division. That's like telling a Division I coach that they're not. That's not a career. Like
no, that is a career. Like Division I.
Even if you're an assistant coach, like in the North American League, like that's your career. Like you're running camps in the off season. Like you're a fucking hockey guy. Like none of those guys.
Well, what does
have
a career
have
mean
another
to you?
job?
Because career to me means basically a guaranteed job.
Yep, that's what that means.
Forever,
correct.
Somewhere.
Yep,
maybe not at the highest level.
Right.
But to me, a career is like. No, I'm a fucking doctor. I will always have a job.
Right.
I'm a fucking lawyer. I will always have a job. I'm a fucking football coach.
Right.
I will always have a job. Even if I fall from grace from the top of the NFL through college and end up at high school, at the worst, I'm still making $150,000 a year at a private high school.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm that good of a head coach.
Right.
That's a career. So that's what you're saying. By the time you make it to the NAHL, it's already a career.
Oh, definitely.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Dude, my buddy was a coach in.
I'm glad we clarified that.
He was an assistant.
Put everything in context.
Get this. I'm
having a blast, by the way. Cheers, buddy.
Oh, thank you,
I think
brother.
this is the most fun I've had on one of these. So
hell
far.
Yeah. No, get this. So my
other
buddy,
than the Super Bowl one, other than the football ones, which I'm just super passionate about football. Right. I think this is my funnest hockey one we've done together so far. I think they're getting better and better each time. So keep going.
So my buddy started in the he started coaching youth hockey, but eventually he made his way as an assistant coach in the NAHL, and he was an assistant coach in the NAHL for the Austin Bruins for 5 years. Okay, then so he was so good at recruiting and bringing in talent. He got a job in the USHL as an assistant GM, and then he got a job in the NHL as a scout with the New York Rangers. That was just from getting a job in the NHL. And obviously this guy was unbelievable what he did.
No shit.
Yeah, so if you're coaching in the NAHL, even guys at the tier 3 level, a step below the NAHL, are making good money.
Well, that's
they
what
can
I was
make
trying
like
to
30, 40, 50 grand a year to coach hockey.
So about
7 months a year, do the math.
About 10 years ago.
.com.
About 10 years ago, as my last band was wrapping up, I was hemming and hawing between music and anything else, basically.
Right.
And this isn't a joke. I'm not making this up. Unfortunately, you can't fact check this, so you'll just have to take me at my word.
Yeah.
Because this story sounds like bullshit, but it's not. It's not. I promise you, because it's so stupid to make this story up, it doesn't make sense to make it up. Sorry, I think I said that wrong. This story is so stupid, it doesn't make sense to make it up.
Right, I got you.
Like, I don't get enough out of this experience to make it worth making up.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So, right as I met my wife, right, I was literally talking to her while we were dating, and I was like, I'm having this, career dilemma. Do I hang up the music boots? And the only other thing I know that I love, like, as I could chase as a dream, is like football. And obviously I can't play anymore, so coaching. So I fucking email the head coach of my high school, Edison, in Northeast Minneapolis, which I only went there for freshman year.
Right.
I made the football team and then quit because I wanted to be a musician. And I'm putting that in quotes for a reason, right? And but I got the job. Like they called me back. We talked over the phone. The offensive coordinator, he interviewed me. Then he had me come down and meet and talk with the head coach. And he said, okay, we'll bring you on. I told him flat out, right out of the gate, I said, where I want to be is your quarterback's coach. I want to start there because I know how the coaching tree works. And like, if you ever want to be a head coach, you better have coached quarterbacks at some point in time. Right. So I'm like, let me start there. Okay. But I knew that I wasn't going to get that job. So I knew I was going to start off as like wide receivers or tight ends or defensive backs, because those are the only things I actually understand. Or I'm not a big dude. I never played in there. I never played in the trenches. Right. So I get this job and I start showing up to these practices, and all of a sudden, I get a phone call from the offense coordinator. He goes, don't come to practice tomorrow. And I go, am I being fired? And he goes, no. And I go, then why are you telling me this? And he goes, I can't tell you why. And I go, that's not going to work for me, dude. Like, just tell me. And he goes, we're all losing our jobs, but you didn't hear it from me. And I went, do I need to call coach, whatever the fuck his name was? And he goes, go ahead, but don't right?
Right.
So I call the coach. I'm like, what's up, man? I was told not to come to practice tomorrow, and I just want to make sure that I'm not losing my job. I didn't do something wrong. Like, if there's a problem, we can get in front of it and fix it. Like, did I say something to one of the players? And he goes, no. And he goes, you didn't hear this from me.
What the fuck, dude?
So here's what happened. The high school, 2 weeks before the start of the season, we had been coaching all summer.
Right.
2 weeks before the start of the season, the high school of Edison High School and North Minneapolis switched athletic directors.
Weird.
And the new athletic director came in, and for some reason, the way they have the contracts worked out in high school football here in Minneapolis, the contracts end 2 weeks before the start of the season. He decided not to renew the head coach's contract. 2 weeks before the start of the season. Our entire coaching staff was let go overnight.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was fucked up, dude. But it was like one of those things where that was my possible route. And I remember talking to my wife about, because she's like, this seems like, she wasn't my wife yet. She was just my girlfriend. And she was kind of, and I showed her the numbers. I go, listen to me. Here's what the lowest coach gets paid to coach at the University of Minnesota. And I showed her. It's like $140,000 a year. And she's like, I got your back, whatever you need. Immediately. She's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
like, there's big money in coaching football.
Yeah,
There's big money in coaching hockey. That's what you're talking about. Like, even at the NHL, those guys are already pushing into trajectories where it's a real fucking career. That's impressive, dude. And I didn't know that. I don't think most people know that.
So last year, so not this current year. Yeah, the season's over. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. So last year, Stu Bickle, who used to be a fighter or enforcer.
Hey, what's up, Arbor? We got a few people dropping in all of a sudden. Hey, thanks, guys.
What up? So Stu Bickle, who played in the NHL, played for the New York Rangers, was in one of those situations where everyone was fighting on the ice back in the day for the Rangers, and played for the University of Minnesota, played his junior career in the North American League. He got hired as the head coach of the Minnesota Magicians. So prior to the Magicians, he was an assistant with the Gophers. So he finished his career in the AHL and the NHL, finished in the AHL, so he retired, got a job with the University of Minnesota as an assistant because he was an alum there.
Yep.
And coached for a couple of years. Then he gets the head coaching job with the Minnesota Magicians, right? So that's how hockey works. So you gotta
that's how sports work.
Yeah. So you gotta step down.
It's all cyclical. Yep. You either step
down to get a head coaching job. That's what he did. So he became
okay, let's break this down for people, right? Because again, not everybody knows what we know.
Right.
This is something I find fascinating, and this translates to everyday jobs. Sometimes you have to go to a lower level to get a promotion.
Lateral move.
And that equals a lateral move because you're going down a level to get a promotion. And sometimes you'll go up a level for a lesser job. So some guys will leave a head coaching position in college to become an offensive assistant in the pros.
Right.
That's technically a lateral move, but that's important because that's, I think, how most of the world works, but I don't think most of us think that way.
Right.
And we need to start adjusting our egos towards more of that culture because that shit makes sense. When you understand how it works, that adds up.
Yeah, he wants more responsibility. He's going to fucking, So anyways, he coaches the Minnesota Magicians for 1 year. We go to the Robertson Cup Finals, which is awesome. Final 4 teams out of 24 in the entire country.
Nice.
It didn't work out. We ended up losing. But the team that beat us won the national championship. But anyway,
at least you lost to the champs. That's a big deal.
Right. So Stu Bickle coaches 1 year as a head coach.
That makes you third, right? If you didn't lose in the championship, but you lost to the champion, that makes you the third place team.
Yeah. So Bickle coaches 1 year with the Minnesota Magicians of the North American Hockey League. So he's with the Magicians. Then he gets offered a job with St. Thomas, who last season went from Division III in the MIAC Division III to Division I. Now they play Division I on all of their sports. So he got hired as an assistant there, but he only lasted like 2 weeks because he then got a job with Springfield in the American Hockey League. So within 1 year or 6 months or a couple months, he went from making maybe 50 or 60 with the Magicians to, 70,
That's
80
the
grand.
Dream, man. Have you ever seen Brockmire?
Awesome. What movie?
It's not a movie. It's a TV show, Brockmire.
No, I've heard of it. Oh, is that about a play-by-play guy?
Yeah.
Of a baseball?
Yes.
He's drunk all the time?
Yes.
Who's the main guy?
Frank Azari? Or Frank, I forget how to say his name correctly. Nice save. People are gonna go, Jared, that's not a save, you fucking rube. Well, guess what? If I force you, because of my positioning, to shoot the puck to where it bounces off the post, that's a fucking save in my mind.
Yeah, Talbot's so big, he takes up so much of the net. That's a
crazy
thing.
And he just sits in it, too. Like, I was watching some clips, the way he sits in the net at his size, it's like, there's nowhere to shoot. Like, you don't have any openings.
Yeah, they take up so much space. It really sucks. Like, say if you're someone like me, I'm like 5'11" or 6 feet. Say I'm a stellar goal.
What do you mean you're 5'11" or 6 feet?
Depending on if I'm standing up straight. It depends on how the day is, right? Because you're having a good fucking day. You're standing up straight.
The way you said it was like, I don't know, whether it's metric or standard, like I'm 5'11" or 6 feet,
Dude,
like they're two
Minnesota,
different things.
I'm doing Minnesota math over here. Fucking CBD's got me lit. But what I'm saying is,
Dude, let's talk about legal weed real quick. Finish your story, and then I want to talk about legal weed.
All right. How tall are you?
6 feet.
Fuck.
On the dick.
No, that's legit. Okay.
On the dick.
So say you're like 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. You might be getting looks from Division I scouts, but the NHL, like, if you're under 6 feet, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't give a fuck anymore.
Yep.
You know, so that really sucks for kids. Like, if you're a really athletic goaltender and you're like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", like, you're not going to get the same opportunities. Like, these goalies are massive.
So back in the day, that's what made baseball the greatest sport of all time. Way back in the day.
Right.
That's what made baseball the greatest sport of all time. And it's still true, but it doesn't make baseball the greatest sport anymore. Because it's just... But any body type can be great at baseball.
Oh, yeah.
A tiny, short, little fat fuck can be great at baseball.
Right,
and
right.
I mean great.
Oh, yeah. Bartolo Colon.
Dude,
hello.
there's a lot of them. There's
a
lot of them, dude.
Dude, there'll be a relief pitcher for the Oakland Athletics that weighs 173 pounds, and the motherfucker throws 97.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how in the
That's
fuck?
Exactly what I'm talking about.
97.
Any body type can be dominant in baseball. It's great. It's
some guy playing for either Tennessee or Texas right now, a Division I pitcher, throwing 105 miles an hour.
Honestly, the only thing that makes Aaron Judge intimidating as a pitcher, because I played pitcher, I won a state championship as a pitcher. Like, I'm a thrower, right? I played quarterback. Like, I'm also super fast, so I played other positions in football. But like, that's why it was super ironic. I became a goalie by default with all my buddies in hockey. Right. It was like, I'm an accurate person. Why are you making me catch things? Like, this isn't where I'm at. But no, I literally won state championship for Coon Rapids baseball, and I started the state championship game. Like, I used to be legit, and dude, size is completely irrelevant to the game of baseball.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it. Like, you can be any size you want, being big only counts for one thing. As a pitcher, I'm telling you, like, the only thing that makes Aaron Judge intimidating is looking at him at the plate.
Right.
Like, it looks like you're playing Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Well, yeah, we grew up.
That's what it looks like when you're standing on the mound, and most people get up there. It's like, I'm facing another human. And then Aaron Judge gets up there, and it looks like you're facing Shaq.
Right.
Like, he's just so big. That's it. That's the only thing size is truly worth in that game, because there's guys half his size that hit just as many home runs as Aaron Judge.
But we grew up, because we're kind of the same age, when the MLB did have some fat motherfuckers.
Kirby
like
Puckett,
Mo Vaughn. You think that guy fucking ate cheeseburgers?
Dude,
Frank Thomas?
Dude,
that guy was a monster.
Look at Kirby Puckett's entire career. He goes from being my size at the beginning to being a fat, upside-down bowling pin towards the end of his career.
He was about as big this way as he was towards the end.
Dude.
But he could still wheel, which was nuts. So athletic.
Yep.
God. Can't even... Oh, yeah. It's fucking... Yeah, he had a good run.
Here we are. Okay, so we're 16 minutes in.
Shout out to Kirby Puckett.
16 minutes in.
Shout out to hockey.
16 minutes left in the second period. We're on the beep beep. And here's what I find disturbing. We've outshot the Blues 12-5. And we're still down a goal.
And they're playing their second goalie. Husso was the guy they initially went to. Like, we're in a Talbot situation where you could argue during the regular season he was their number one. But Binnington is a great story, though. A guy that played in the ECHL at one point. Refused to get sent down by a couple of teams. Like, really fought for his chance. And he's crazy. Guy's waving his stick at people. Like, a few times he got fined for that. But
Luca is in chat. Says, what up? Luca says he's 6 feet with skates on. So you're a tiny guy.
That's not that so small. So he's like 5'10".
5'8".
No.
Come on.
Skates don't give you 4 inches. I wish I was 4.
You gonna tell me that ain't 4 inches?
I mean, tucks aren't that fucking big, bro.
Yeah.
When were your skates made?
No, the blade is that big.
No, it's not.
To the bottom of the fucking mount.
No, bro.
But then there's that much plastic, and then there's still this much, And then there's the padding.
No, it's about a couple inches for sure.
It definitely adds like 4 inches.
No, not. I wish, dude. I wish I was 6'4" on skates. I'll go fucking run somebody right now. It'd be beautiful. Fuck. Maybe I could have at least played Division 3. No, 6'4" is a big guy in hockey. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, Foligno.
What?
He wasn't even posted up. Right idea, but
hilarious.
That's the. I hate to fucking say it. It's so stereotypical, but the gripping the stick too hard because that was a right idea.
Yep.
He had space and he just kind of fucking forced it.
And now there's a great clear by St. Louis. If the Wild don't score by the end of this period, if we go into the third period down, we're done. It's over.
Lame Tilly so far. We're about halfway through a combined shot total of 20. Not a lot of offense. A lot of shit in the trenches. Ish.
So you were saying before we started the game, if you take Kaprizov and Tarasenko off the board, we are vastly outmatched by St. Louis.
I mean, just a lot of our guys that are really producing this year, your Fialas and your Hartmans, I mean, you can fucking look it up on Elite Prospects or Hockey DB or the back of a hockey card, and they weren't producing at this rate this year. So we had a lot of guys come out of the woodwork, which is good. It makes you feel good. Billy G is a fucking great GM. This, like, I know we say this is our year. The cap's going to hurt us. That's not a trip. Beautiful. We're still going.
He tripped on his own stick. Oh, it's our stick.
Yeah.
It's our stick. But
which sucks because we're killing right now. We're basically in a 5-on-3. He got his Twiggy. We're good to go.
Now take that clear. See, this is what I don't like. Okay,
well, we're short-handed here.
I understand. No, we're out of the PP.
Oh, yeah, we're good. My bad.
So, or they're out of the PP. But this, see how they rush into the zone? That's what I don't like. Like, they're also on a line change right now. See how their other guys are coming back in?
Right.
But their dude took that shit to the fucking net. We don't do that. We lazily go up the ice, and it just bothers me, dude. It just, as a competitor, man, I can't get behind this kind of fucking play, man. Like, they have a tenacity that we just do not have.
Dude, we're out shooting them right now.
I know, and it's amounted to nothing. Because they're playing more aggressive.
God, O'Reilly's so
they
fucking
just
good.
They have an energy about them that we don't seem to have.
Well, they're on home ice. This is such a bad situation to be in. I hear you.
I sound like a whiny bitch.
No, it's fine. I'd like to. I mean, we're halfway through right now, and if you said our full total after 3 periods of play, 60 minutes, was 24, I'd tell you for real, that's all you got. Final game of the year, you get 24 fucking shots. Let's get 20 in the first period. Like, you're gonna need to. You're gonna. Calgary was in a situation last night where that goalie from Lakeville, Jake Ottinger, had 50 shots and they scored 2 on him. Like, you're gonna have to. These goalies are so good nowadays. And there was a lot more scoring in the NHL this year. A lot more guys got like 40 and 50 goals, which is good to see. Here we go.
And that's the thing is, it's like he's the only one that has that attitude, that vibe going forward. Everybody else is hesitant and basic. And then as soon as the energy, as soon as the puck hits his stick, like, it feels different, dude. Why I'm saying this is because
we can't even get a fucking.
It seems
puck
like
to the
anybody on St. Louis, except that exact example. He's pretty chill. He drops it in, but
he's trying to get off.
See how aggressive they are, just like permanently. It's a permanent thing.
Fuck, we just got a penalty.
Yep, that went out of bounds, didn't it? Yep, delay of game. That's going to be delay of game on us, isn't it?
Yep. It's tight. Could be worse. We're still there. Yep. Can't be too invested in the logo, boys. A lot of teams to watch. 32 fucking teams. Don't just invest in the Wild. There's so many awesome teams to watch. I always like the teams that struggle. I really do. I like watching the Dirty Desert Dogs. The Arizona Coyotes, they're always bad.
The Dirty
but
Desert Dogs.
They have so many young ass dudes. They have so many young. I like watching those guys in junior, and within a couple of years they're playing in the NHL. They don't deserve
a team.
The Ottawa Senators. Oh my God! I watched the Ottawa Senators because I had the center ice package.
Getting drunk now.
And I watch the Ottawa Senators all the time. Really young team. You know, every single night they're going in as the underdogs. They still fight. Brady Tkachuk is an awesome captain. They got a bunch of young talent. I really like, and then some of the small market teams, the teams with lower payrolls that are able to compete. I love to watch that shit. Carolina Hurricanes a few years ago had the lowest payroll in the NHL, and they're just dummying teams all season long. It's so cool to see.
Oh, God damn it. Fucking Minnesota sports teams are so disappointing. Like, here's the thing, man, is like, you just gotta, at some point in time, you gotta just step up and you just gotta be the bigger asshole. Like, if you want to win, there's no nice guy, there's no I'm tired, there's I'm gonna murder you, get out of my way, I'm winning this. Like, there's literally, I've been in competitive situations, man, and there, at some point in time, it's just about your mentality. It's just about your focus. It's just about your attitude. I'm willing to die right now, and I'm going to fucking win because you're not willing to die.
Yeah, it just sucks when you're in a smaller market. A lot of times you don't have, you just don't have the roster to compete. So much of it, it's not all payroll. Like I was just saying, I'm pulling for teams that have really small payrolls and that are underdogs. I mean, I don't know. To me, that's what sports are all about. I don't give a fuck what they're doing. It could be handball, for Christ's sake. I'm pulling for the fucking underdog. I'm working class. We're fucked. Yeah, but
game's over.
Nah,
it's over. I mean, they made that look easy. Like literally, that looked like
defensive breakdown. Bad.
They made that look easy. Cam Talbot, my ass. Shout out to Luca, says, by the way, thanks for being on. Yeah, no problem, man. We're definitely here tonight, and obviously if somehow the Wild pull some magic out of their ass and make it to a Game 7, we'll be doing a Game 7 as well.
Down low, man-on-man situation. Foligno missed his guy. O'Reilly had everything. You can't fault Talbot for that. He needs support. It's not a one-man band. It's not a one-man band.
That's what I want to know more about hockey. Like, that's why I love having you on for these, because it's not just two Rubes. It's one Rube and one guy who actually knows what the fuck he's talking about.
He's just sleeping in front of the net. I don't know if he was, you got to get a guy down low, and you can't be wide open in front of the net. O'Reilly's a superstar in the NHL. He wears the C. He's just an unbelievable player. Already won a cup. You don't want to fuck with that guy. You can't leave him. That's the NHL. That's how good they are. If you leave him in front of the net, they're going to shove it down your fucking throat. That's exactly what happened there. There was nothing Talbot could have done. Here we go. Right idea. Maybe this will wake us up. Did we have 12 going into the period? Or was it 8? Fuck.
No, I think it was like 12. Yeah. How creepy are one-man bands? I actually had a dude on my podcast. His name is Joe Hastings, aka Hastings 3000. And honestly, man, he is nothing short of a prolific musician. Absolutely astonishing.
Right.
Like, him and I have known each other for a long time. And when he picks up that guitar and he just fucks around, like, he'll be playing while he's talking to you. He'll just be like, just sitting there listening to you and like commenting and having a genuine conversation. He's just noodling on the guitar just while he's doing that. And then he's like, you want to jam? And he like hands the guitar to me. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You can keep going if you want. And I'm pretty decent, like on guitar.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty decent. It's
Yeah.
my first instrument. Like I get a lot of compliments, from credible musicians about like.
yeah.
Dude,
Well, I've seen your shit. I love the intro on
they're
your
like,
show.
dude, they're like, you're a pretty good guitar player, man. Like
Yeah.
I get that from a lot of credible people, and like. But Joe's one of those guys where when he picks it up, I'm like, nah, I'm good, dude. You just
Right.
you keep rocking, man. Yeah, you guys should check it out. How creepy are one-man bands? Yeah, I don't know. They may be super creepy, but those motherfuckers are also super dope.
Yeah.
It's an insane thing. Like honestly, I used to when I was a teenager, I used to be able to sing and play guitar at the same time pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like a lot of songs, like pretty well too. And I stopped. Because I already felt my own limitations, and then now it's like, no, that's not happening.
Right.
Like now I can strum some chords and sing, but it's its own version of musicianship. So let alone playing multiple instruments like that.
Right.
There's this one dude I follow on Instagram. He's got like a whole drum set, and it's to every limb, even his legs and his knees and shit. So he sits there and he kind of like dances,
Oh, weird.
but it hits a drum kit that's on his back.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he sits there and he plays guitar.
Oh, no way.
Dude, and he's the shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's the fucking shit, dude. Yeah, see, I just don't like the way they move. They're so free, and we just have no idea what we're doing.
We got another penalty.
Are we a young team?
I'm not sure what our age would be
We're
considered.
we're getting another penalty.
I know when we had
Wow, high sticking. Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. I mean, here's the thing: is at least we're falling apart in the second period and not the third period. So
Right.
we know that the game's fucked. We can just start moving on and coping now.
yeah.
I would much rather this happen than an absolute culmination of a heartbreaker.
Right.
Like if this is going to be a close game, I'm only cool with it being close if we win.
Right.
If we're going to lose, I'd much rather have us just lose now.
Yeah.
Because then you and I can just hang out here and fucking smoke CBD and... Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about with you. I wanted to talk about legal weed. Legal weed is a funny thing, dude.
Yeah. I know, yeah. Some people are able to in Minnesota with their card and all that.
They still can't smoke flower.
Yeah, it's weird.
But what I think is funny is like Trump made hemp legal and he passed that bill. And so now I can go buy pre-rolled joints at the tobacco shop. This is real. I'm not making this up. But go to the tobacco store, they'll have them on the counter. And they even tell you the percentage of THC to CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically a CBD joint.
It's not. Like,
It just says it is.
no, it doesn't
What?
even say it is.
Well, I don't fucking know.
So, because he legalized hemp, there's so many things that this is why they just need to legalize weed altogether.
Right.
Because by legalizing hemp in the bill that they did, they had to define what wasn't hemp, right?
Right.
Meaning it's THC. So, like any clever chemist, they came up with literally like 4 different versions of it. So they got fucking THHC, which is they added a hydrogen bond, right? Or a
Right.
hydrogen molecule. So now it's
they
not
always-
THC.
Right.
It's not THC, right?
Right.
So that's legal. And then there's like somehow, some way, Like the ones I'm looking at the tobacco shop, they're like 17% fucking THC, 16% CBD, which qualifies as CBD, not THC, right? Like,
it's always technicality.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. So basically, weed's legal, bro. Like,
someone was creative.
dude, everyone's creative. Like, the government just needs to stop. They just need to give up.
They do.
Who's the best player you've played with who wasted their talents, either partying or lack of dedication? Me. 100%. 100% me. No, I'm just kidding. It's not me. It's my old lead singer, John Diley. 100% John Diley. Without a shadow of a doubt. John Diley. And it's because he's an alcoholic and he's a piece of shit person. And I pull no punches when it comes to John Diley. Fuck him. There's other people that make that list that I don't want to fucking talk shit about because I actually care about them a lot. And I hope they eventually change their ways and all that shit. What about you?
What's that?
Who's the best player in anything, music, sports, whatever?
Yeah.
Who's the best player you've played with who wasted their talents, either partying or lack of dedication?
Oh, geez. I mean, I played with a lot of kids that played Division I hockey and, you know, got into the ganja a little bit too hard or partied too much. That happened a lot.
Is our fucking audio glitching? Hold on. I got to check this out.
Nobody like that big a name. Like, I played against a couple of kids that played in the NHL, but no one was that was like a flat out bust. You never know how old or how, you know, what those kids can become a lot of times because they flake out so early. With hockey, a lot of kids just get burnt out on the game, and a kid that might play like select 16s or 17s and might be one of the better high school players. Oh shit. Unreal. Can't even compete at higher levels. So I haven't been around too many kids that were like flat out busts.
I'm getting fucked up.
Regardless of the sport, I always like hearing about draft busts, like the Jamarcus Russells and fucking, you know, guys that get drafted really high and just don't make it. It's kind of an interesting stories.
What outside of hockey tickles your noodle?
What's that?
What outside of hockey tickles your noodle, Jim?
Oh, man.
This game sucks, and I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, fuck the third period.
Unless they somehow come back, I'm done. I'm over it. I'll leave the graphic up for you guys, but I'm fucking done.
I don't know, man.
This is the thing. I've been trying to tell people these are like the Joe Rogan MMA shows, right? So, like, literally, if the game ends up sucking, I ain't going to watch this fucking game. I ain't going to force myself into this. In fact, at this point, I'll fucking turn this shit down to...
What a kick in the dick.
Can I even go any lower?
Kick in the dick. That's just depressing.
We'll go to the lowest
Social media will be fun to follow the next couple fucking days.
Fuck Minnesota sports teams. I'm glad I got out a couple years ago. Oh, dude, it's such a bummer, dude. I just can't do it anymore, man.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, I felt like going into this, we were starting to like discover our power play and shit. And it was like, y'all better fucking hope we don't win this game, dude. Because if we get back to fucking St. Paul in a game 7, dude.
Yeah, we won a couple games in authority. We looked good.
I mean, this is bad, dude. This is
fucking rally cap shit here, where you fucking flip your hat around and bend it sideways. It's like one of the best parts about playing youth baseball right there. Fucking rally caps, boys.
Yeah, I remember rally caps, dude.
That's where they're at now. I mean, down 3-0. Ugh. Hopefully they can get one by the end of the period. That'll help the fight.
Yeah, we'll see. I highly doubt anything's about to happen. So when you're not watching or talking about hockey or fucking any of that shit, what tickles your noodle, Jim?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I go to a lot of shows downtown, listen to a lot of music. Hardcore, punk, reggae, all that good shit. Big oi boy.
Where do you go see reggae locally here?
Well, you don't. I did see the Wailing Souls at the Cedar Cultural Center once, which was pretty badass. But yeah, there's nothing like local. Whenever we do go, it'd be like spinning. So like at Dusty's or like the Northeast Palace, that kind of shit.
Dude, I heard there's this place on Central, like 18th or something like that in Central. I don't know.
Yeah.
I went there one day for food, but I heard they have a reggae night where like not only do they play music, but they serve fucking Jamaican food.
Yeah.
And it's like bomb.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like highly rated.
Oh, yeah. I believe it. Yeah, and they're still just shooting. They're out shooting the snow.
Yeah, you gotta pull Talbot. If you want to save this game, you gotta pull Talbot. You gotta change the energy. Remember?
Yeah, we don't have shit for offense. I don't even see us scoring once. We haven't really tested Biddington.
So who do you go after? What do you do to improve this team to put us over the hump?
I don't know. We've never been able to do any. You know,
what
this
are you
is
doing
the.
On your phone over there?
Oh, sorry.
What you've been on your phone all night? What are you doing over there? You got something tintillating going on over there?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Dude, how dare you?
I'm getting updates. I'm getting updates on the Wild fucking losing. But yeah, I don't know. I work in the city here, so I commute down here. Go to a lot of shows. Big scooter guy. Got a garage full of scooters. I like doing that. I take them all the way down to Northeast. I live out west.
You got multiple scooters?
Good. Yeah, I have like 4.
Dude, let's go fucking scooter.
Dude, you need to come out west and hang out on the lake, man. Dude, it's awesome.
You got 4
Super
scooters?
chill, yeah.
Why do you have 4 scooters?
I don't know. I kind of collect them. Keeps me busy. That's what I do every day. I live on an island, so when I get home from work, I fucking hop on the scooters. And
sell me a scooter.
No, dude, I'm not selling. I already sold 3 this year, actually.
Hook me up with a scooter. Fine, don't sell it to me. Give it to me.
You're right.
You want to sell it? Give it to me.
No, come out west anytime, dude. It's awesome. A lot of my buddies from Minneapolis.
No. Listen to me.
What's up?
Listen to me. Listen. No. Bring them here. Okay.
Yeah.
Get a second scooter here.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's go scooter around Northeast. You and me.
Yeah, I do all the time.
Here's what I want to do. You and me. And actually, you know what? No, we got to get a trailer. Fuck.
What do you mean? Oh, to get them down here?
Because now we need a third one.
For who?
For a camera guy. Because I think you and I scootering around Northeast Minneapolis, not over here.
Dude, right.
We go over Northeast.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite place to ride.
You and me scootering around Minneapolis, and we fucking pub crawl, dude. And we like edit up this content. We don't put it out for a few months. So fuck them. They can't arrest us for a DWI. Because here's the thing: a DWI on a scooter is a goddamn joke. It's a comic strip.
Yeah,
they're not dangerous. I'm not killing anybody. I'm not murdering grandmothers or babies on a fucking scooter because I've had a couple too many. Worst case scenario, I take a right turn a little too sharp and I get hit by a car. You fucking morons.
Yeah.
Like, fuck your DWI. But for the sake of
you're
argument,
the target on the scooter for sure. Like,
exactly.
You're not going to hurt anyone, but they can hurt you.
We should totally do that. And we should do it this summer right away.
I'd be down. I'd do some scooter content for sure.
You just got done talking about how you need to increase your brand on Twitter and all that shit.
I'm not pro. I know I need to, but I'm not willing to implement.
Let's do it.
Fuck that.
Maybe we get you into the fucking Saints. Right? You build your fucking Instagram and your Twitter, fucking do some play-by-play by the Saints. They're one of the best shows in town, dude.
Oh no, they're play-by-play guys and let's
fucking do it. Let's scooter around.
But yes, no, the Northeast is so beautiful. And just like riding the parkways and Minneapolis is great. It has a great scooter community. It really does. I mean, Scooterville in Minneapolis, that's like the most legit.
Are you allowed to use bike lanes in a scooter?
No.
I didn't think so.
That'd be unreal if you could. That'd be unreal if you could.
Terrorizing motherfuckers.
Oh my god. I mean, even if you could, you could piss so many Chad and fucking Karens off. You know, but I mean, oh my god, that would be unreal.
Lucas says negative. Dumb and Dumber riding those scooters. No, we're not talking on the same scooter. You
nuts
fuck.
to butts, no gaps. Fucking tighten it up. Yeah.
You fuck. We're not talking that kind of scooter riding together. No. Or maybe that's what he's suggesting. Maybe he's saying no, negative. He's saying if you want to do it, you need to go Dumb and Dumber riding those scooters. So it's me and you.
Oh man, like, I haven't seen that forever. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not mean. Like snug as a bug, no gaps. Tighten it up.
I'm just gonna let you know if I'm behind you, I'm holding your tits. Right. I'm just holding each tit.
Oh man, tit. To be a grown man and to have to be the second, and it's like anything. Like you see, like the old school truck with the 3 cabs, and the fucking guy in the middle's like. You know what I mean? Yeah. But nowadays, everything's got a second row.
Yeah, if you want to gain any masculinity back by sitting in the middle of a three-person cab, you fucking kick back and put your arm around the driver. Like
right.
Well, that's your only hope.
Yeah.
You might look kind of cool if you do this.
Right. Yeah, no, if you put me in the middle, I'm grabbing both dudes' legs on either side. Like
that's your only hope.
They're going to have to put me on the outside because I'm going to fuck with them if I'm not driving. I'm going to have the window seat because I don't want to be in the fucking middle. But nowadays, you never know how big people are.
Oh, God, this is such a fucking shit show to watch. It's like the Blues are playing playoff hockey and the Wild are playing regular season hockey. That's what it looks like on the ice.
Do we just get... Is that a slew foot? Little slew foot action? Penalty on Mini.
What do you got going on over your phone over there? You got me and all the viewers curious.
I'm on Twitter.
You're over on Twitter over there?
Yeah. Me and Elon.
So they should be following you on Twitter right now?
No, I don't tweet. I don't fucking tweet. That's what I mean. I have the shit, but I can't get wrapped up in that. The algorithm knows me too well on social media. They feed me the stuff that gets fired up.
Dude, I'm fired. I am fired up about this scooter idea, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. I wanted to get like a GoPro or whatever and like film some of my rides. Like I said, like I live in a really beautiful area. You got water on both sides, cruise over a couple bridges. Like getting off work after a 10-hour day, there's nothing better than feeling the wind blow through your face. And
I gotta finally take another piss. I feel like I'm doing great.
Yeah. I wish the
I'm
fucking
warning
Wild.
you all. I'm
if
warning
the Wild
you all right
were
now.
up
I'm
3-0,
getting
this
fucked
would
up
be
tonight.
Right.
I'm getting fucking wasted tonight. I got enough beers to get myself very drunk and him, but he's not gonna keep drinking.
No.
So I'm
Last
getting
pop.
shit faced. And the idea was win or lose, I'm either gonna fucking party or I'm gonna melt down. But I'm not melting down. I've already accepted defeat. So we're just moving on to me being shit faced. All right, so we gotta give you a talking point.
No, I'm good. I can carry it.
What are we gonna? Because the game sucks. The game's boring.
Right.
We gotta give you a talking point while I go piss. I had a bunch of questions in my head earlier today, but I don't write anything down on purpose.
Right.
And now, for the first time ever, I'm regretting that. Because I'm like, man, those were easy questions to remember. Super easy questions to remember. All right, well, I'll tell you what. You just make shit up as I go.
Yeah. Well, at one point, we had fucking 12 shots in the period. Now we have 15, and they have 24. So if you could remember the other night in the third period where everything fucking went to shit, that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, they have 24 shots right now. We have 15. They just added another. So
yeah, at one point we were it was 12 shots to 8 shots.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
and that was in this period.
Fuck, they have 25 shots now. Oh, this is a bad way to go out. Bad way.
This is the worst way to go out.
Oh,
Tinder. Luca,
that is depressing.
Luca, are you getting as drunk as we are? Because you're fucking talking about some weird shit.
I really wish we had like I say this because the magician's left, but I really wish we had like an AHL team or an ECHL team where you could go to a game, minor pro hockey, 10 bones, grab some pops, tell the refs to fuck off, maybe bang in the glass a little bit, hang out with the boys, But and I get, we have 6 Division I college teams, but I don't know. And they had the Minnesota Moose for like a little bit, in like the 90s once the North Stars left or whatever. But other than that, the highest level of hockey, other than college, was always the Magicians. And now they're gone. But
I'm telling you.
But it'd be cool to have like an ECHL or an AHL, like even more of like a mucker style hockey where in the ECHL they like fight more, and it'd be fun, entertaining to watch.
I think the biggest problem is that all of our professional teams are named after our state. We're the only fucking place in the entire country where 100% of our sports teams represent the entire state.
Yeah.
Think about it. Everywhere else, almost all the teams are named after a city.
That's true.
Think about it. I know that doesn't seem significant off the top of the dome, but if you really sit down and think about it.
No, it definitely does. Like the state, look at the state of Ohio, or it's Cincinnati, it's fucking Cleveland. It's never Ohio. That is true. Well, that's because there isn't shit in many other than Twin Cities.
Even
as far as like
even Wisconsin, my dude. Even Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Green Bay.
Yeah, I never thought about that. All right, well then, now that we're on the subject, is there another one that is state?
I don't think there is. Arizona.
Yeah.
Sometimes they flip back and forth between Phoenix and Arizona, and that's temporary, right? But that's about it. The Florida Panthers.
Yeah, there's a few, but
it's
so funny. I've never thought about that.
But we're the only place that has all of our sports teams. That's what I was saying.
Right.
We don't have any sports teams here that just represent a city.
Right.
I think that's our biggest flaw. We're too
inclusive. What the fuck do you want it to be? The Minneapolis? The fucking same NBA pro
team? The Minneapolis Lakers were dominant.
In the 30s?
50s. But 20, dominant.
Yeah.
Dominant is what I'm saying.
Playing over at the Armory.
Dominant.
Just making buckets. Fucking super short shorts. Love it.
Just dominant.
No black people. It's so sad. But like seriously, what the fuck was the NBA? It's true. Not a single brother. Fuck that. It's bullshit. It's funny. Like Shane Gillis has a really good bit about that in his new stand-up where he's like,
those were the good old days.
Alabama started to get good football. It was like 1970, and like they started to get just stomped on by their teams, and they like started to add brothers, and then they got better. But it's like, yeah, the NBA wasn't shit when it was a bunch of fucking, it'd be like you and me. Just trying to make layups and playing gay defense.
Speak for yourself. I'm a dope ass athlete.
Oh no,
I'm an eighth black.
I'm a milk bag.
I'm an eighth black. I got all the good parts.
Oh yeah, I
got the fat dick and the athleticism.
That's awesome. But that's fucking funny. California.
This is facts. Shout out to Luca dropping some fucking absolute knowledge. The origins of the Minnesota Vikings stemmed from the Duluth Eskimos. That's true.
Yeah, that's where the NFL started in Duluth,
Minnesota,
right?
Minnesota actually had 3, if not 4 teams before the Minnesota Vikings. They had
in the
Duluth
NFL.
Eskimos. Yes.
Yeah.
They had Duluth Eskimos. They had the Minneapolis Marines, which I did not know about until 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I was 16, 17 years old in high school on summer vacation, one of the Madden games allowed you to create your own football team.
Oh.
And I created a team called the Minneapolis Marines.
Hell yeah.
I swear to God, I'm not making this up because I just wanted to make a second team in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I picked Minneapolis because that's where I was from. And
right.
I went the cliche route of going Minneapolis.
You wanted to ring. Yeah. Like the Minneapolis Millers, the baseball team they used to have?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's a rhythm to that. You pick the letters, Minneapolis, Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And what is a badass thing that starts? So Minneapolis Mustangs, Minneapolis. And I started on the Marines because in my mind, Marines are tough. But also,
fuck yeah.
we have
This is
all the,
America.
But we also have the lakes and the rivers. So the Minneapolis Marines make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Logistically, it makes sense. Fucking like 5 years ago, which is 20 years later,
Then you find
out that's actually a real thing that happened in the NFL here. And they were called the Minneapolis Marines for the exact same reason. They literally, the exact same thought process. I arrived to the same conclusion 100 years later, but for the exact same reasons. Minneapolis, what? Marines, those guys are tough. America, cool. Yeah. Lakes, streams, rivers, water. Oh, yep, that works. Boom. Minneapolis Marines. Boom. And I think if I remember right, I even picked the right color, which was like a bronze and black. Like, because I didn't have gold. I didn't want gold. It was too similar to the Vikings.
Right.
And I just wanted to go mean.
Yeah.
Dude, I just couldn't believe the irony, dude. It just blew my fucking mind. But yeah, the Minneapolis, Duluth Eskimos. Shout out to Luca. Minneapolis Marines. I don't remember the other teams. And then you had the Minneapolis Lakers, and suddenly everything else is just Minnesota. And it's like you're not even allowed to consider anything else.
Yeah.
It's super, and like,
I don't know.
It sounds petty and small as
it's
an
not that big of
observation,
a market. That's probably why.
But,
like the Minneapolis Timberwolves.
I mean, we were the Minneapolis Lakers.
I know, but that was 1950.
Exactly,
that was before
when
the Twin
Minneapolis
Cities.
was way fucking smaller.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everything was smaller.
Everything was,
You know? So, like, why were we able to be the Minneapolis Lakers then, but we can't be the Minneapolis anything now?
Yeah.
The St. Paul this, the whatever. Like, I think it would be better if we did that. Because honestly...
The St. Paul Wild?
No. Our fucking hockey team should move to Duluth. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, dude, there's like 7,000 people that live there.
It doesn't matter. You know how many people live in Green Bay, Wisconsin? We would become the Packers of the NHL. Beloved.
That's a hot take.
Ritualized. I already told you about this on one of the last casts.
Yeah, I know.
That's stats wild. Up there, they outdraw for hockey tournaments up there. High school hockey tournaments.
Yeah, it's like Friday Night Lights. They shut down towns and shit.
Yeah, dude, they outdraw NHL teams south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Right.
Like on a regular basis. It's like not even comparable. If the NHL really wants money, like they would put a team in Duluth, Minnesota, because the land and the population between Minneapolis and Vancouver, where the Canucks and Winnipeg play, like all of that is just kind of like no man's land.
Right.
There needs to be another team right in the heart of that.
Yeah.
And they would become the fucking Packers of the NHL. I'm not even ahead of the curve. I'm not creative. I don't deserve credit for this. You can Google this shit. It was already a campaign that happened, and all the math is there. It should have happened. Instead, the NHL wanted a team in Milwaukee, and Wisconsin continues to say no every time they're offered an expansion team for 30 years. And they finally got one in Seattle. What do you think about Seattle hockey?
I like what they did with the rink there. They took the old building that like the Supersonics used to play in, and they like
what is it, their civic center or whatever?
They like dug it out. Like they went way down. So it's got a really cool vibe. It's all like green friendly, which I don't give a fuck about, but at least it seems it's something a little bit different, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, no one's gonna have as good of a year as Vegas did. They just raped the fucking expansion rules and really just took advantage of it to where I think this year teams like protected players a little bit better, like but yeah, I don't know. Anytime in any sport, like there's an expansion team or a new team or a relocation, I always get excited. So it was cool to see like a new NHL team. You know?
Yeah, I think it's funny because
just watching them was weird.
Luca's chiming in on the Duluth idea, right? He's saying the Bemidji Axemen, the Duluth Lumberjacks, right? Like, fucking, I think those might have been the other two football teams that we're talking about. But if you think about, like, hockey teams and shit, like, the names that they're coming up with now, and honestly, I think it started with the Wild. because I think the Nashville Predators, I think that's kind of a cool name.
Yeah. I think it's good.
That's a cool
good name. Yeah.
The Columbus Blue Jackets, honestly, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I really don't.
It's cool because it's different. Yeah.
I really don't hate it. What I think's interesting is the shitty name we came up with, the Minnesota Wild, right? Like, I'm not cool with that under any circumstance. I'm not cool with this. We need to just formally become the Minnesota North Stars again. Like, there's the Stars and then there's North Stars. And don't tell me you can't do that because you have the fucking White Sox and the Red Sox. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't tell me we can't do this. Like, don't tell me we can't have the Stars and the North Stars. The logos aren't even similar anymore. They're really not.
Oh yeah, they ditched the end. I think even before they relocated the last year in Minnesota, they didn't have it.
But what I'm getting at here is, like, it actually started before the Wild. It started with Anaheim. The Ducks, right? You know that team is literally named after that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Disney was the original owner of the Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
They were originally the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
Literally, Disney bought and started a hockey team and named it after their own movie.
Yep.
This is unbelievable, but this is real.
Yeah.
They've actually won the Stanley Cup a couple times.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this, though, is then it led into the Wild, which is just a shitty name.
I don't like it.
It's a dumb name. But you know what I think is worse? Is the Kraken. The Kraken is a cartoonish name. It feels like their reference was, we live in Seattle, and the Pirates of the Caribbean is a franchise that's popular in the world.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Kraken.
It's something a little different. I don't know. It's cool to like call their fan base the Crackheads. Like there's the Caniacs in Carolina, and call all their fan base the Crackheads is kind of funny because they're the Kraken. You can't argue that. You could try. Good luck.
That's amazing.
But
that saves it. That
you know
saves
what I mean?
It. By itself, that saves it.
Like, you fucking
Instead
crackheads. That shit's funny.
The crackheads.
Yeah. Because the Caniacs are crazy. Those fucking guys tailgate in Carolina. Like, they're all football people.
All right.
In rally.
So Luca has a question, and I'm going to leave it up to Jim. Do you get offended by Jimmy?
No, I don't give a. Oh, no, I am Jimmy, yeah.
All right. I'm going to leave it up to Jimmy on this one because I'm getting drunk, bro. I'm getting really drunk.
Yeah, no worries.
They're all the beers are kicking in right now. Luca's got a question. I agree with you, by the way. Like, fucking 6 old people decided on the name The Wild. They were like, oh yeah, that's again, because this whole fucking place is family friendly. That's the whole thing. Family friendly, and there's always next year. It's my biggest fucking problem, and I'm telling you, I will not fucking let go of this. If you want to see the fucking Minnesota sports teams win a fucking anything, Super Bowl, World Series, whatever, ditch the family friendly bullshit. And stop with
That's not very progressive.
And stop with the there's always next year fucking crap. No, there's not. It's about fucking winning. That's why I love the GM of the Wild. It's about fucking winning.
Yeah, Billy
and we
G's,
need to do it goddamn right motherfucking now.
Right.
Fuck you. If you're not on board with this, get out of the way. Sell your season tickets. Like, we're trying to win championships here. We're not trying to fucking entertain babies.
Okay, we're flyover country, man.
Because here's the deal. If you want to teach your kid how to be a fucking winner in life, be a winner in sports. It's about teams.
Oh, yeah.
About cooperation. About chemistry. It's about fucking the weak and the strong. Survival. All the lessons. It's right there.
Right.
Done deal. So I agree with you, man. Fucking... It's like 6 old people chose on the fucking Wild name. So here's Luca's question. He asks, can he join on the scooter patrol? He says he'll wear his jorts and a crop top of any sports team. Maybe that's what we do.
We want to see the jorts. If you're gonna rock jorts, you gotta go full with it. Like, we want to see the pockets.
We'll call it the scooter extravaganza.
And they're borderline gay. And then you got a man spread when you're on the scooter. Get the air all up in there.
All right, jorts and a sports.
No man spreading. Or no, I'm pro man spreading.
Man spreading.
Mandatory man spreading.
All right, set out the rules.
So man spreading and mansplaining are both welcome. So if you're a male and we're having a conversation and then you get excited and you might raise your voice like this, that's you mansplaining. So you're allowed to mansplain in our scooter crew. And manspreading is recommended if it's really hot. It got to 90 today. That was hot. So you put on the gay defense shorts or the jorts with the pockets hanging out. And you just spread, get the flow in there, get everything all aired out. It's a good feeling. And it's finally here. And boy, did it come quick. Spring lasted about 36 hours. We had a good run. For real, though. But we're not victims. We just pointed out it's kind of weird. But we got Elon Musk running Twitter and making electrical cars, so maybe in 15 years we can get everyone swapped over. And as long as you guys come up with Luca, you got to come up with a way to get rid of the batteries once they die. Good luck, brother. I don't know what we're going to do there. And more windmills aren't the answer, Luca, if that's what you're thinking. Because it's like 100 gallons of oil just to run one of those bitches, and that's not environmental friendly. Ocasio-Cortez would not approve of that. Because that's not being green. Like, if you're pro windmill, you got to find another way to lubricate the shit. Because 100 gallons of oil isn't going to cut it. I don't care how progressive you are.
Lucas says he's going to perm his hair for this. I think we actually need to make this happen. What do you say we do this over 4th of July weekend?
What if you asked for a perm at a barber? Would they even be able to help you out nowadays?
Is 4th of July weekend enough time to plan something like this?
Probably. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get all scooters down here. We'd have to do it out west.
No, it's got to be in Northeast.
Dude, I can't get four bikes down here. 3 bikes down here.
I'm sure he's got one. Because if he's asking to join, it can't be everybody trying to jump on the fucking let's borrow fucking Jimmy's fucking scooters. I'm doing that because I don't have a scooter. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
I'm always down. Content.
If anybody else wants to join, you guys got to either have a scooter or rent a scooter. No, for real. We're not making this Jimmy's fucking rent a scooter weekend.
Dude, scooters are cheap and gas is expensive as fuck. Buy a fucking scoot. It's the fucking, how masculine is that? Dad, I bought a scooter. I'm just kidding. Everyone's like, why don't you drive motorcycles? Because it's like, I don't want to fucking kill myself.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, I'm going to do some weird shit. Dude, if I buy a scooter, here's why I can't buy a scooter. Because I'll do some weird shit. For example, I own an AR-15. And I have a conceal and carry permit. I will carry my AR-15 on my back on my scooter and just drive around Minneapolis just for the looks.
Like during the riot days, you'd see people in like cars and they were heavily armed.
I'm telling you right now, dude. I will just do weird shit like that for the looks. And then if I think it's entertaining enough, I'll fucking find somebody to go in front of me with a camera and film the whole goddamn thing.
Oh, that's a 15-second clip, meme, gif. I don't know what the fuck the kids are calling them nowadays, but just you riding on a scooter with an AK on your back. Like, this is Minneapolis. Like, head on a swivel. Like, you never know what's fucking going down. The place down where I work, dude, they call it the murder. They call it the murder station.
Hold on, I won't stop at that. That'll immediately be like, this isn't enough. I need my shotgun over the other shoulder.
Who was a bazooka?
And then I clearly need to somehow put the camera in an angle where they can see my handgun as well. So I need to be like overly armed and then
fully
on a
strapped.
scooter, but on a scooter,
right?
And then wearing like this hat, like I'm going for a vibe. It's about the comedy. The amount of looks and shit I would get from people.
Yeah, I mean, just being
every stoplight. Are them real?
Right.
You bet your sweet sugary ass it's real.
Oh, I fucking love that shit. Scooters are so much fun, dude. So much fun.
Dude, should we make this official? 4th of July? Because here's the point. Dude, here's where
I'm not going to Minneapolis on fucking 4th of July. I'll tell you that.
No,
right
4th
now.
of July weekend. 4th of July is on a Monday.
How do you know this already? You got everything all mapped out?
Because I book 2-3 months out for the podcast.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I'm always like monitoring weekends and, you know, like what are these events like?
That's gonna suck that it's on a Monday.
Yeah, this year's a bummer, you know. So basically the real 4th of July is Sunday.
Right.
Like that's when most people are going to be doing their deal because they all have Monday off. Monday is when everybody's going to be chilling, firing off the remainder of their fireworks. Sunday is the real 4th of July this year for like consumers and fireworks and all that. It's Sunday.
Right.
So what if we do our scooter trip Saturday during the day in Northeast Minneapolis?
I'm down.
Because over here it's chaos. But over there it'll be totally chill.
Yeah.
And I think, because here's why I'm getting it. Zombie Pub Crawl started with like 4 to 5 assholes by themselves on a weekend.
Yeah, nowadays people
like
come to Minnesota for it.
Yeah, with like well, now it's worldwide. It turned into a whole organization. It got corporatized. And
did it start in Minneapolis, though?
Yeah, it started in Northeast Minneapolis with like 4 or 5 assholes. Literally.
Fucking dipshits.
And then the next year, there was like 24 people that joined in.
Right.
And then the year after that, it was like 800. And the 4th year, it was like 40,000.
I'm down to do that, but we got to do a gay pride podcast.
I mean, okay. I'm not gay, but I mean, if you want to.
I'm just kidding. That's what I was going to say. I'm not gay, but maybe I can help out. That'd be the shortest fucking pod ever.
Yo, what up?
No, I'm just
kidding.
Hope
you're proud to be gay.
Right.
Peace out. We're done.
Right. But
I ain't got nothing against gay people, but I also
don't
feel like I need to support them in Minneapolis. They kind of own the town.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it's like going to Texas and having a Republican pride parade. It's like, you guys already got this. Don't worry about it.
Well, no, yeah, it's weird nowadays because if you walk out in public and you're like, I'm a Trump supporter, you're gonna get worse whatever than be like, I'm gay, which is fine. It's just weird how far that's come. It's like, you know, nowadays if you're gay, you're not necessarily a victim. You can't. No, I'm
serious about this scooter crawl. We do the scooter crawl. We gotta finalize this right now. Okay, here's the requirements. You gotta have your own scooter. Okay. Jorts. And any sports team cutoff or sports team color cutoff. So like if I were to cut this off, this would work as like a wild cutoff because it's the wild colors, right?
I can't wear a fucking cutoff.
Why not? Why not? Show that belly button, baby.
Fucking rock the midriff.
You already got the mustache. Why not show the belly?
Yeah. Fucking get arrested.
You're not that sexy.
Right.
Sorry, Jim. Sorry,
No.
Jim. But you're not that sexy. You're not getting arrested for showing the belly.
No, I'm just kidding. That's vulnerable.
Luca
That's
might get arrested for
right
that
there.
kind of indecent exposure, but
Yep, 25. I'm not. You should just fucking kill this game. This game sucks.
It does suck.
I'm just kidding. It's just depressing. I don't.
No,
mean
it
to
is
be that
depressing.
Guy.
I mean, maybe there's a hope that you're going to see the greatest comeback in NHL history, but the odds aren't slim. That's why I haven't been watching it. I've just been hanging out with you, dude. We don't even have to watch the end of this, dude. We can fucking wrap this up soon if you want to get going, but I'm more interested in this fucking scooter idea. That's what's got me going, dude.
Yeah.
And I promised the people, all 2 or 3 or 4 of you, because there's a couple of people watching on Twitch too. I promised the people I'm getting fucked up tonight, so I don't give a shit.
Hell yeah.
Are they playing the Mortal Kombat theme?
Yeah, they are.
I remember how hyped I used to get for this song when I was a kid. This was like the craziest, like most exciting thing other than like heavy metal music. Like this was like I was like, oh man, it's fucking fired up, man. I'm gonna go fuck people up. We because in Coon Rapids baseball, they took that shit very seriously. We had like serious lights, an electronic scoreboard, professionally manicured field. We had a for the playoffs and opening day. We had announcers. Like on the field, you would hear play-by-play.
Yeah.
Coon Rapids takes Little League baseball very seriously.
Yeah, well, you've seen they've had like runs to the Little League World Series and shit.
Yeah, I was on one of those teams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't make the Little League World Series team. I wasn't that good. The Minnesota Little League World Series team, the year I played and we won state championship, our entire team was made up of my team, which I wasn't good enough to be on because I was a year younger than everybody. I was 12.
Right.
It was a 12 and 13-year-old league. So it was half of the Coon Rapids Dodgers, and then the other half of the team was Golden Valley. And I don't remember what their team was, but it was Golden Valley. And they were the team we beat in the state championship. So it was literally like they took the two state champions, and that was our Little League World Series team. And we made it, I think we finished 4th.
Oh, damn.
And I'll never forget the kid. So, yeah, literally like the Final Four of the Little League World Series. I think that's how far we made it.
Damn.
And I'll never forget it, dude. Lee Sorceley was our first baseman, and he hit 46 home runs.
Jesus.
In Little League baseball.
Damn.
It was like
Mound sucked. We never even had a kid that would hit like 5.
Dude, I'll never forget his name. His name was Lee Sorceley. And I was number 2, and he was number 12. And my 2 favorite baseball players were Kirby Puckett and Lee Sorceley.
Oh, yeah.
So the next year, when I was in the 13-year-old league, then I was really good. Like I was really good the first year. When I was 12, and I started the state championship game. That's how good of a pitcher I was. Even as a 12-year-old, they started me as the starting pitcher. Like I was fucking really good.
Hell yeah.
Not good enough to make the fucking All-Star team or the fucking World Series team, but very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And the next year, when I was like actually good, like truly good, like a badass good, I picked number 12 because of Lee Sorceley, dude. Because he hit like 46 home runs. And I never, dude, even in the pros, you don't see guys like that very often.
Oh, yeah.
This guy was just like incredible. And what fucked me up, though, man, is I remember sitting next to him and I wanted to be his friend because he was huge. He was a mammoth. And I was like, hey, man, what kind of music do you like? Because I wanted to bond with him. I was already really into music. I was already starting to play guitar.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't like music. And I was like, what?
The fuck, Lee?
Yeah, he's like, I don't listen to music. I don't like music. And I was like, so what do you do? And he goes, I farm and I hit baseballs.
Oh, my God. Go team.
I'm like, oh, I get this. I get it. That was my first. And honestly, man, he never made it to the pros, obviously. Nobody knows the name Lee Sorceley.
Right.
I don't know what happened to that kid.
Huh.
But I'll never forget that name for the rest of my life. Lee Sorceley.
That's a good name. Well, fuck, this game looks about shit.
He was an absolute mammoth of a human being. What's my Twitch? Jared Singer Live. Everything's Jared Singer Live except this YouTube channel. Because the podcast is the Jared Singer Extravaganza. So on the fucking, like this is the Sportscast Extravaganza. And the reason we call it that, right, is like the idea of the video version of me is the extravaganza, right? Like the formal podcast in this set, that's all the extravaganza. That's why we branded it this way. So whether we're doing sports or we're doing a podcast, it's some version of the extravaganza because we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. And eventually we're going to do live shows. Eventually I'm going to have acoustic bands behind me. So we'll be able to hit a button, flip the cams, and like there'll be a band behind me doing an acoustic set. Like we got lots of long-term plans, but all the other social media channels, including Twitch, are just simply Jared Singer Live, because that's me doing shit outside of an organized podcast, right? So like if it's Twitch, we do this podcast on Twitch, but I'll still fuck around and play video games on there.
Mm.
But something happened with my video card. I don't know. I used to be able to game, and now it's like I do like 8 frames a second.
Yeah.
Like it's everything I game is now super glitchy, so we had to stop that. I got to figure all that out. But that's why y'all got to join the Patreon so we can keep upgrading shit. So eventually we can make these cameras better. Hey, we got one.
Not good enough.
No, but if we're lucky, right? So this is where I don't need to know shit about hockey. But this is where sports mentality kicks in, and it's indefinite. It transcends all sports. Just got scored on. There's 2 ways this goes.
It's over.
No, there's 2. In order for us to win,
Right.
it has to go 1 of 2 ways in order for us to actually pull this off now. Either A, he now has had his confidence shaken and a flood starts. Right? Like there's been cracks in the dam. The dam's been breached, and here we go. Or 2, he blows it off and says, that is irrelevant and it doesn't matter to me, and his hubris gets the better of him. And because he's already lost focus. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of 2 different versions of the same idea, but it's like it's like a fork in the road. Like both basically boil down to letting your foot off the gas.
Right.
We'll see. Because if either of those theories is to be true, we're gonna score within the next minute or 2.
I hope so. I gotta piss quick.
Go piss, buddy. No, dude, I'm dead serious about this. Like, I actually want to do this fucking scooter thing, Luca. Like, I'm serious. Because here's the crazy thing, man, is like, honestly, dope-ass ideas like this, organic, that start out this way. Like, we're not manufacturing anything. It's just something he's already into and I think is awesome, and I just want to be a part of it. Like, organize it, make it a thing. This is how weird-ass shit blows up, dude. Like, this is how shit goes fucking dope. Where am I peeing? There's a sink right there. Next to the washing machine. Or you can go upstairs, dude. It's up to you, man. The sink, the bathroom's right above you. If you look at the ceiling and then just go upstairs, you'll find the bathroom. Or you can piss in that sink. If you're a barbarian like me, just piss in that sink. Or go upstairs like a human. All right. So how do we do this? This is the question. We got to start talking about this, and we got to start organizing. We got to start Jordanizing this. You see what I did there? See what I did there, buddy? We got to start Jordanizing this. So we got to do this. I'm looking at the calendar in my head. So July 2nd is a Saturday. We got to do it that Saturday. Weather pending. All right, we're organizing this right now, live on air while he's pissing. Saturday, July 3rd. I got the hiccups. Because I've been drinking. We're getting fucked up. Welcome to the chat. I don't know who's just dropping in. I don't know if you're on fucking Twitch or YouTube or whatever. I'm going to grab a beer, but Saturday, July 3rd. Jorts, a mid-drift, sports-colored Minnesota sport. How do we define this? A Minnesota sports-colored mid-drift. So it could be purple, could be red, could be blue, could be green. I think that basically sums it up, right? Because even the Timberwolves fall under that. With the green. Forest green, lime green, right? Sports. Sorry, jorts. Yeah, we got to define this, man. I'm getting drunk. You guys got to help me out. All right. So we're going to do this. We're doing this. I'm doing this. Even if it's just 4 of us, I don't give a fuck. It's going to be hilarious. But the more people that join, the better the content will be. July 2nd, which is a Saturday, jorts, scooters, and a Minnesota sports team colored midriff. You're doing this with us.
I'm down.
You can't bail out now, buddy.
No, I'm down. I'm just quiche, man. I gotta get up at 3:45.
You can't bail out now, dude. Oh, man.
All she wrote.
How do we not score right there? All right, you got to get out of here.
Yeah. Weak. I'm bad luck, dude. We're fucking 0-2 with me with doing this.
Here's the other reality though, is we lost 2 games without you here too. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I'm not that fucking important. But hell yeah. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. Well, it's fucking we're on this. I just want to see if we can score on this power play.
Yeah, no worries. Pound at 30 ticks.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, push it in. Come on, quit fucking around. Oh, and it's a dirty fucking clear. That's what I call, I don't know what you guys really call this, but I call it a dirty clear if your own shot clears the puck.
Yeah.
It's like a dirty clear. Oh, come on. Tight stick. Come on. You got to have soft hands. It's like watching the Mighty Ducks movie. Like, these guys need to, like, they should have been in practice shooting fucking eggs. You know what I mean?
That's what it was? Yeah. We would have been better, right?
Yeah, you remember that in the Mighty Ducks?
No,
when they were like,
yeah, those movies
passing
are classic.
eggs back and forth? I feel like that's like a legit lesson.
Mm.
Oh, did you see that? Can we go to the replay? Oh, unbelievable. Did you see that tip? And
Yeah,
he barely
close.
got his hand up. Oh, I think I hit the replay button too late. Oh, brutal. All right, July 2nd, Saturday, July 2nd. We're doing the scooter crawl. Jorts, scooters, and mid-drifts with any Minnesota sports colors.
Awesome.
All right. The rules are you got to have your own scooter and you have to be in uniform or we're kicking you out of the club. And if you try to follow us, we're going to go full biker gang. We're going to surround you and we're going to go like road rash on the bit and we're going to make you bail on your own scooter. We're going to physically injure you to the point where you can't keep up with us. Come on, score, you bitch! Ah. All right, come on. We're off the power play, but can you get it done, boys? Come on. Jim's either got to go or he's got to get a huge adrenaline rush right now. This is such an awkward place to try to wrap this up because it's like if they score, it's not over.
No, I hear you, man.
This is so weird.
Now all of a sudden we have possession.
Now we get an offensive zone faceoff. All right, let's see if we can do this. Hey, do me a favor.
What up?
You see that camera in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a shield in front of it on the lens. Yeah, flip that open for me. Just open it. There you go. Whatever it is, it'll be fine. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. That's for when you dip out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm going to wrap this up until the game actually ends.
Yeah.
Because I promise people I'm getting fucked up tonight.
No, I hear you, man.
Fucking fade. I don't give a shit if nobody watches this. I'm a man of my word. I'm getting fucking shit faced. Oh, come on. Just get it into the zone, boys. Just sloppy hockey, man. I mean, I understand the desperation, but it's like there's no skill or strategy in it anymore. It's just we're getting mauled. We're just getting outplayed, outclassed.
Right.
Do you agree with this?
Oh, I hear you. I mean, that's just what it always comes down to. Everything. I mean, Blues are a big boy club. That's why it sucks to play them in the first round. Oh, nice move there. Holy heavens.
Well, and that's why I said when we were doing that game to wrap up the season, I said I would rather play the Avalanche. I literally said that's the team I don't want to play is the Blues.
Yeah.
We don't match up well against the Blues ever, except that one year when we were too fast for them to hit us. It's just not a team I like playing. It's I would rather place the Avalanche because, dude, the Avalanche, I don't know what it is, man. We always seem to have their number.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, especially. Like, I don't know what it is, man. I get it. None of the players, none of the coaches. I get it. But sports is sports, man.
Right.
There's just certain organizations that own other organizations. Unless we're talking about 1980s basketball, where it was about, even 1980s football, where it was about teams getting over the hump.
Right.
But really, that was because the teams they couldn't beat got old.
Yeah. Back before free agency was big and all that.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. All right, if they don't score here on this push, what I do think is interesting is the lack of whistles to kill the play in hockey.
Yeah, they just let them go.
Man, why does it feel like we have a chance?
Well, now we're getting possession.
Well, it feels like this game's over, but at the same time, it feels like if we just score right now, we're only down by 2. Oh. All right. Well, I feel like...
Yeah, you can switch me off.
I feel like
you keep rolling. Okay.
No. It's good, dude. We'll just wrap this bad boy up. All right. I appreciate you guys. The game's over. We're fucking done.
Sorry the Wild suck.
It is what it is. We'll fucking... You can't win them all, man. You know?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
Family friendly. You can't win them all. There's always next year. Fucking whatever. It's bullshit. It sucks. Like, subscribe, share. Come hang out with us. Check out some good music over the next few weeks. We're doing 2-3 podcasts a week over this next month. I'm fucking shit-faced. We're going to keep getting more drunk. Maybe I'll do a private one. Maybe I'll relaunch when we get out of here. Who knows? Because I'm definitely not going to bed anytime soon. Maybe we'll get drunk, listen to some music. Who knows? Join the Patreon. Patreon.com/JaredSingerLive. Love you guys. And yeah, we're